Welcome everybody to GitGud North America Season 8 here. I am Joe Razor, joined here by the wonderful Dividing, and we are going to bring you two matches tonight, but first we're going to start here in the Rookie Division.
That's right, Joe Razor. A rookie division matchup to start off the evening, and this is a matchup with a lot of history between Louisiana Purchase and Five Man Res, two veterans of the Get Good sort of lower division scene. Both these teams have been around for several seasons.
Yeah, they have. It's kind of wild, honestly, because these teams have been around since I believe like Season 4. And they've only played one time, and they've always been the same, or the most recent time they've played was all the way back in Season 5, which is kind of absurd, because they've played in the same division, and they've both reached playoffs multiple times, and they've both been pretty decent throughout, so I'm very excited to see this matchup from two teams, like you said, that are veterans of the scene.
Yeah, starting off on Nepal, as we mentioned, these teams have played together before in Get Good Season 5. At that time, Five Man Res won that matchup 3-0. That being said, of course, it was three seasons ago. We've had a while back, and Louisiana Purchase have had some solid performances in Get Good seasons since then. They missed out on the playoffs last time, but made the playoffs in Season 6. And should be mentioned, Nepal is listed as their favorite control map.
Yes. It is. But yeah, like you said, these teams have been around for a while, and while Luigi and Purchase did miss playoffs last season, they made it the season before. They didn't make too deep of a run that season, but they still put up solid performances. And these two teams, they're very different rosters from the last time we see them play. I would be surprised if there's a single player still remaining on either of these teams, because that was couple years ago at this point.
It's a while back.
Yeah, but it is very exciting to see two teams that have history go up against each other. But like you said, Nepal, opening map here is Louisiana Purchase's preferred control. For Five Man Res, though, their preferred is Ilios. So
gotta love those boopy maps. You get a little bit of that in Nepal as well, on Sanctum in particular. Yeah. They do a fantastic job of just putting a massive hole right around the entire point. That will surely be seeing some casualties if we see that submap of Nepal today. Of course, both Louisiana Purchase and Five Man Res looking to build on a solid 1-0 start to the season.
Yeah, both teams taking their opening games here this season in both pretty good fashion. They both looked very good in those opening matches, and I'm wondering what compositions they want to tend to lean towards here. The meta seems pretty open in the current state, and especially in these lower divisions where there's not really a hard meta.
Yeah.
Or as it is in the lower divisions, you can get away with a lot more of just playing what you're comfortable with. So very interested to here, except a Wrecking Ball for Five Man Res. Opening pickups through as it's a triple kill here from the Symmetra as it's Louisiana Purchase taking the opening capture here in a pretty swift manner.
Yeah, GoldenEye Gamer has opted for the Wrecking Ball on the side of Five Man Res, pretty much, at least for as far as the comps, what the comps want to do, it's the same thing. I'm not sure why. It might just be a preference thing on the side of Five Man Res's comp, but not having the ability to pressure the front line with the Diva, micro missiles, and of course that all-important defense matrix is gonna hurt them, I think.
Yeah, they're also running this Fauna as well, so they don't have quite as much survivability. But pick that I do quite like here is this Reaper. Put a lot of pressure here on the front line. You can already see its effects coming through. As Five Man Res are trying to push back through. Icebox burst out really early there from Zebtech. Shatter gets dropped. Hits 3 players. And that will be more than enough for Five Man Res to be able to take over this point. He did invest the Nano pretty late here, so I guess you could call that a bit of a wasted ultimate. But nonetheless, 2 ults to win a fight is pretty good.
Could be, and on that side, we see the you see the positives of having the Wrecking Ball in your composition. GoldenEye Gamer rolls through the entirety of Louisiana. They turn around as if to try and deal with it, and that is when Shareth lays down the hammer. So, if you can follow up on these initiations from GoldenEye Gamer, this comp can work, and that is a 5-man ante from Kotori. That on a pick is coming in pretty big so far.
Yeah, sure is here. You can see GoldenEye Gamers try to roll through the back here. Nearly takes down Quintessence, but it's going to be Zebtech who's the opening casualty there. But the Shatter gets laid down. 3 people get dropped to the ground, and the Blizzard locks them in place even after they have become unconcussed. And so this is Luigi and a Pershit coming back in with a vengeance here.
I mean, the Blizzard to Shatter combo is one that cannot be ignored in most cases. Louisiana Purchase played it extremely well, though. 5-man Res actually used a lot of their ultimates to try and get through that fight with not much success. So all they're going to have coming in this next fight is the Shatter from Shareth, as well as Tart's Death Blossom will be coming up soon as well. But we will have the Beat and the Diva Bomb on the other side.
Yeah, it's going to be Nano Boost from 5-man Res to start off. Onto the Reaper of all picks. Nearly falls low, though. And the Shatter. Oh, it's quite good there from Shareth. And then the Blossom on top. He actually Ajaxed the sound barrier there, which would have been able to help them sustain a bit longer through that fight. But it being canceled there creates a situation where 5-man Res are just able to out-damage Louisiana.
Yeah, this tank line from 5-man Res, which I criticized early on in the match, has actually been holding its own against Crustado and Snowda. Shareth is able to get the Shatter past Crustado's shield, and GoldenEye Gamer just rolling around everywhere. However, 5-man Res don't really have any ultimates to try and sustain through this next fight, and if Louisiana can win one more, that will at the very least guarantee 99%.
Here we see Matrix Fire Strike come through here. Nearly gets a pick, but not able to. We see Quintessence actually dropped due to the Reaper. The pin comes through, though. Quite nice there from Crustado. And then the Shadow knocks 3 down. This is looking good for Louisiana, but a bit of aggression here maybe from Crustado. Even if I'm going to try to turn this, the Maywall tries to create something, but doesn't get quite what it was looking for. The tanks are falling quite low here on the side of 5-man Res, though, so I feel like any second we should see Louisiana flip this back over. And they're in pretty much one-fight territory.
Yeah, Tart is in the back here, nanoed up, trying to get more than the one on the Cyberfish. Is not going to get it. We've got some staggers coming in from both sides. But yes, this will be Louisiana Purchase getting the flip. 89% and counting. 5-man Res are going to have to hurry back onto this point. GoldenEye Gamer trying to get in position for a touch. But if they can get a touch, they will have the Shatter and the Beat to try and sustain on this point.
Yeah, oh, the Maywall blocks the Shatter. That is a massive play there from Cyberfish, and they're not able to touch.
That might be the highest value Maywall I've ever seen, Joe Razor. Not only did it block off the Shatter, but it completely blocked off 5-man Rez's route to the point. Louisiana Purchase take round 1.
Yeah, and I was a bit worried there for Louisiana, because in the fight previously, Cyberfish's Blizzard had gotten canceled. And so they did not have that tool to work with coming in the next fight here. They were down on ults quite a lot, but the Maywall, like you said, blocks the Shatter and then denies the touch.
Now we see Louisiana Purchase making a lot of swaps to more of a double bubble sort of comp. Crustado on the Winston, Snowda on the Zarya. Also Quintessence and Cyberfish on some very interesting DPS picks as well. Sombra and Echo. I want to be seeing Louisiana try and follow up on the hacks that Quintessence is able to get on the side of 5-man Res. I'm also looking at this air battle between Zebtech and Cyberfish going into this first fight.
Yeah, definitely. As you see Louisiana, they're trying to walk across this bridge here, but the Orion is putting so much pressure on the front line. Like you talked, the air battle in between these two flyers. It goes the way of Louisiana to start off. The Resurrect is available there. Very aggressive pen comes through from Shareth to try to take down Crustado, but the Zarya bubble blocks off any value that pin was going to get and costs Shareth his life here. So this is looking good for Louisiana to get the opening cap.
even though Zebtech is able to be res, the fact that he wasn't in the fight for at least a little bit there means that that's time where you don't have the pressure of those Spara rockets on your team. So great stuff from Louisiana Purchase to open things up. Quintessence coming up very close to that all-important EMP. Will likely have it in this fight, assuming doesn't die early or anything like that. Honestly, the only person that's kind of close on the side of 5-man res is Zebtech.
Yeah, and even then, still has 15% to go there. See Cyberfish up. Oh, that's so nice. Drops down onto the Ash, takes him out of the fight. And we see the EMP come through as well. It actually catches Zebtech midair above this hole that we talked about. It creates him going down. Bit of a lift-looking play there. That's going to be Louisiana using only the EMP to win out that fight. Really huge uses, really huge value there from Quintessence.
And GoldenEye Gamer, the nano is used on him late, and it sort of forces, it's sort of a waste of that ultimate coming out from Katori, unfortunately. However, Louisiana Purchase, they're holding strong, and they have ultimates to work with. Quintessence already 60% of the way to another EMP, and they have 4 other ultimates to pair with it.
Yeah, the Anti-Nate's really nice to start it off with a big Repton Surge on top of the nano boost. And this may be enough to win out this fight, but they actually have not been able to get any picks here off the back of this hit. The absorption of the aggression has been quite good. Primary Town coming through from Cristado with the double boop. 2 environmental kills there for the Wrecking Ball of GoldenEye Gamer. And that might be enough for 5-man res as they come back through. This Wrecking Ball pick, it's a bit unconventional with the comps they're going for, but it's still showing its value.
GoldenEye Gamer, yeah, absolutely, is getting the value. That's a 4th kill on the end of that fight, taking out Fury. And that's kind of what you're trying to play into here. The fact that it's unconventional. Louisiana Purchaser trying to play as if they're playing a Brawl Mirror, but then boom, GoldenEye Gamer in the back knocks 2 people into the nice dark void. So 5-man res now looking for answers.
Yeah, they're going to start off by throwing down this window here, 5-man res. They're going to walk forward, and the Fire Strike from Shavers catches the Somber on a bit of a fadeaway. Their Zarya Bubble has been used up, both of them, for Shodan. And they're going to kind of regroup here, Louisiana.
Yeah, Quintessence had the EMP online. Losing him early means that the fight is basically already unwinnable. However, Melon is going to commit her rally to try and get on to the point. And here comes the EMP.
Yeah, it does only hit 2, though, but one of those is the Wrecking Ball, which means GoldenEye Gamer will drop Melon. She gets traded out, though. See if Primal Ray trying to turn this fight. Doesn't get too much value. Zones them off a bit, but it looks like 5-man res are in a good spot to win this out here. They have a multiplayer advantage, and they will do so here. So, final fight territory here for 5-man. Saying they can hold on to this. It looks like Louisiana are trying to stick around, but that may cost them.
The Brawl sort of comp coming out from 5-man. It's not really Brawl at this point. It's more like a poke comp with the Ashe and the Torbjorn. But it's working so well, and Louisiana Purchase Shayreth in the back. Shatters 3, but unfortunately gets slept in the process, so there's no follow-up on it. 99% now for 5-man res. Louisiana Purchase have got to make something happen with this duplicate and this grab.
Yeah, Melon goes down really early on here. The Nano Boost is able to come through as the duplicate from Cyber goes forward onto the Reinhardt. It gets 2 kills, and while they may have been up in players, they didn't stay on the objective. Bit of a good old Charlie Niner, I guess you could say, from Louisiana Purchase. So it's going to be 5-man res, sending us to round number 3.
The amplification matrix on the point from Burks. It scared everyone away. And Louisiana Purchase are facing a round 3 on Nepal, their favorite control map. So I guess maybe it's a good thing that they get to play it more. It's 5-man res. They're going to be sticking on this sort of spam poke comp with Tart swapping onto the Cowboy instead of the Ashe that they had before. But Louisiana Purchase are going to go straight back onto the most traditional Brawl comp that you could ask for. Symmetra, and that's going to be swapped to a Reaper. It's peak 2020 Overwatch coming out, and 5-man res putting their own little spin on that meta.
Yeah, double flex support once again from them. 5-man res trying to go for a chair, throwing really low, force the immortality to be used. Gonna go down. Melon manages to take him out, and that will be enough of an advantage here. Losing to Reinhardt early can spell a death sentence to these type of compositions. It will be Luigiana cleaning up this fight in a pretty clean fashion.
You saw, we were on Shayrath's point of view, you saw just how much pressure the Reinhardt on 5-man res was facing from the entirety of Luigiana Purchase. The target focus on that team is so good. It's the mark of a team that has been playing for a very long time. So honestly, the question becomes, can GoldenEye Gamer and Zebtech, who is now swapped over to that Pharah, can they get value out of their unconventional hero picks before the front line of Luigiana Purchase runs over Shayrath?
Yeah, it's a very unconventional pick here. No mercy with it, so the naked Pharah. Shatter does not fight too much, but the mines that were dropped down at the very beginning of this fight managed to take down Cyberfish. Now Zebtech's looking for a bit of angle on the side here in combination with GoldenEye Gamer. They combine for a double kill here and are looking to finish up this fight all on their lonesome here. The Lucio is still in the fight with them as well, and this will be 5-man res winning a fight here off some really nice coordination there from the Wrecking Ball and Pharah.
Yeah, like I said, GoldenEye Gamer and Zebtech coordinating extremely well, making those unconventional picks work. And now 50% for Luigiana Purchase, but they now have control of the 0.5-man res does, and they have ultimates to work with. The Shatter, the High Noon, the Nano Boost coming out from this side. Luigiana Purchase have the Death Blossom. They'll also have the Beat coming up very soon.
Yeah, you can see Zebtech coming through from the back once again. And then the Shatter! Oh my days. Shayrath drops multiple onto the ground, but it's not actually going to win them out the fight. The Death also comes through the back. And even despite the 4-man from Shayrath, it's going to be Luigiana who gets better value out of their ultimates. But GoldenEye Gamer, trying to turn this all on himself, manages to pick up 2, falling quite weak. His teammate's going to try to come back to the point as soon as possible. 4 still alive, though, for Luigiana, so they will manage to get the flip, but they forced to use the sound barrier.
They are forced to use the sound barrier as the fight rages on. Luigiana Purchase are getting pick after pick, and now 5-man res are going to choose to back out, wait for the Wrecking Ball to come back. It got them a little bit of time, but now they have to wait for him to respawn, so losing that time back out. Now, Luigiana Purchase are getting up to 70% on the point. This could very well be the last good fight the 5-man res have.
Yeah, it's a well-placed Blizzard, though, from Cyberfish. Forces the sound barrier to be used, and the barrage on the back from Zebtech manages to get one before it actually gets straight out by the Diva Bomb. And Cyberfish plays a bit too aggressive. His team's not really with him to follow up on the aggression he was going for here. And just very split is Luigiana Purchase, and 5-man res's comp can really feast off that, feast off the fact that they weren't quite playing together like they needed to be. So it looks like 5-man res will come back into this. Shatter gets denied here, and then Shatter for Crustado. So 5-man res, they were in a really good spot to win off this fight, but Luigiana Purchase are telling them nope. But GoldenEye Gamer, I mean, what is up with this guy? Getting 2 Ks in fights they're losing?
They're just not prepared for the Wrecking Ball in the back, putting the mines all over the place. But in the end, the traditionalist approach of Luigiana Purchase holds true, and they will take the first map over 5-man res.
That was a very weird map of Overwatch, I guess you could say. These Wrecking Ball Brawl comps, I guess?
I will say, these are the kinds of comps that you only really see down in the rookie division, and that's why I love casting this division so much. There's so much variety in the kinds of things that you'll see, even though in higher levels, you'll never see a Wrecking Ball played with a sort of Brawl spam comp, because
unless you're Chengdu.
Unless you're Chengdu, I guess. You'll almost never see it because the Wrecking Ball likes to get up in people's faces and be taking damage, but the rest of 5-man res's comp was moving a little bit more slowly, more as a unit. There was usually a bit of a mismatch there, but at this level, you can make just about anything work, and GoldenEye Gamer was definitely making that Wrecking Ball work at times.
Yeah, it wasn't quite enough, though, as, like you said, Luigiana Purchase did manage to take the map. But, yeah, these Wrecking Ball Brawl has been working surprisingly well. He's been managing to kind of push the kind of core of Luigiana closer to the Brawl, and so they are working with some really nice spacing in Luigiana, then out of nowhere, they're right up in 5-man res's face. And it's putting 5-man res in situations where they're just able to kind of catch players who are being forced to overextend. And then on top of that, Golden Knight Gamer's just getting picks all by himself. He'll drop the mines, kill 2, go into the back, boop 2 off the edge, or just kind of go with your normal pile drive to manage to find kills. And the traditional brawl would probably be a better pick for them, but if they're able to refine this Wrecking Ball brawl a bit more, it definitely could be deadly.
And in the end, it all comes down to personal preference, right? Especially at this level. If GoldenEye Gamer is just like the Wrecking Ball player, in fact, looking at their team sheet over to the side here, GoldenEye Gamer is listed as the Wrecking Ball 1 trick on their team. So if that is what you're working with, you have to work with what you're given. And I just hope that in the future, in future maps, we see 5-man res work with comps that try and that work a little more harmoniously with the Wrecking Ball. Maybe some dive comps, some sort of full-on poke comps that really try and capitalize on the Wrecking Ball roll through some pile drives to knock people out of position. As it was, 5-man res were just kind of playing a brawl comp, and sometimes GoldenEye Gamer would be in the back getting picks.
Yeah, for sure. I also think they have a bit of roster limitations here because their other tank appears to be kind of a main tank player, right? And so you have a main tank and a Wrecking Ball, right?
Yeah.
And so it could cause some problems. I believe we have a substitution though. Brex will be coming in here for 5-man res, so it'll switch up their tank line a bit.
Yeah, switching up their tank line a little bit. That hopefully is telling me, let me see if Brex is on the 5-man res roster. Yes.
Yeah, he's listed as Crazy
Frog. Listed as a Lucio player, so we'll see what's going on with that. If it is coming in as tank, which it might be, maybe, we'll see Brex play Diva, Zarya, maybe even Sigma, something that can work a little bit more harmoniously with that Wrecking Ball, because it seems like if Nepal is going to continue to be the trend, that that traditional brawl comp is not going to break, at least not completely, in the face of 5-man res's attempts to do so.
Yeah, for sure. As we have received the map pick there, so it'll be the map pick of 5-man res. They're gonna go to Eichenwald. This is a good map pick, I think, for them, as their 3 options were Kings Row, Eichenwald, and I believe the other was Hollywood? Or I could be wrong.
If you're gonna try and really just roll with this Wrecking Ball, you've gotta try and go to maps that will favor that. And Eichenwald is a map that works really well for Wrecking Ball. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of places from the latch on that grapple hook and get in on the enemy team. There's a lot of high grounds that he can take advantage of and try and pile drive down onto unsuspecting enemies below. Honestly, I would say that Eichenwald's probably a better overall map pick if you're going to go for the Wrecking Ball than Nepal. Excited to see what 5-man res bring out for this match coming up soon.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely their best pick here out of the other options. Like I mentioned, it was Kings Row and then Numbani, not Hollywood. So, out of those 3 maps, I definitely think Eichenwald is probably the best if they want to continue to run these Wrecking Ball comps. And the place that Louisiana looked the most, I don't want to say worse, they just looked a bit more uncomfortable is when they were off those brawl comps, right? We saw that second point. They nearly won it, but they were playing those dive comps and it was very close. So
yeah, it was extremely close, and there were definitely points where it seemed like the communication was a little bit off in comparison to the brawl comps. Having no one get on the touch of the point at the very end there, things like that. So maybe if you can try and force Louisiana off of that brawl, it could potentially give the rest of your team a chance to shine if you're 5-man res.
Yeah, definitely. We're also going to have a side swap here, as Louisiana has chosen to star in the defense, I believe. So
they have chosen the defense. Quick little factoid before we get into it. Of course, I mentioned this. Last time these teams played, 5-man res won 3-0. Of course, Louisiana Purchase taking the first map in this series means that their streak of losses to 5-man res has ended. Now we're just going to have to see if they can extend that into a match victory.
Yeah, for sure. As I'm interested to see what Louisiana will run out here. We kind of know that 5-man will want to run more of these wrecking ball comps, whether it's more of these kind of wacky Ryan wrecking ball comps or if they try to go to more traditional ball comps is yet to be seen. But Louisiana, they look to at least be willing to play different comps. So I'll be interested to see what they run here. As we will hop in, and excuse me, as Louisiana just starting the attack, not the defense. So it will, yeah. But we will hop in 5-man res. We'll get a look at their comp pretty soon, though.
Yeah, we actually see a swap on Louisiana as well. We have Michello coming in for the side of Louisiana out for, I believe their main tank was, looking it up now. It was Crustado that was in
Crustado.
First. So, 5-man res on the defense coming out with just the pokiest of comps. You've got the Farmercy from Tartan Burks. Zebtech has come out on that Torbjorn that got them a bunch of value in the first map. And it's just kind of going to come down to Katori to try and keep up Shayreth on the end here. I'm still not super on board with this Reinhardt. Just feels like he's kind of on his own in the middle of everything and just has to try and stay alive. We can see what Shayreth can get out of this. If he can try and play passively, he could get a lot of value off of the brawl comps that Louisiana is running.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not a big fan of the Ryan pick here. But I feel like Sigma would just do essentially what the Ryan's tried to do except better. But TP on a point here for Louisiana as they run the Sim Brawl. Gonna go immediately there. Antinate only hits one of the Lucio. And Shayreth is taken on a ride. Completely isolated, like we mentioned, he probably would be taken down due to it. Now Louisiana will hold the aggression here, looking for the kill onto the Torbjorn, but their team will start to fall. The Pharah pumping did so much damage here from above, brings them down low.
It's almost like the Reinhardt is bait for 5-man res. Shayreth standing out in the middle of nowhere, gets taken down, rushed and taken down, but then the rest of the 5-man res comp sort of surrounds Louisiana, sort of pincers them in. And now we see Louisiana make a bunch of changes to try and counter this. Quintessence and Cyberfish are going to double up in the air, and immediately a pick onto Katori means a lot of the healing for 5-man res is out of the fight.
Yeah, and the res was used at the tail end of the last fight, so they will not have that to bring back Katori. 5-man res has to give up a lot of space due to that opening pick, and you see Louisiana trying to take that space. Double flyer comp from Louisiana is going to try to find some value, but it's going to be the Pharah of 5-man res who is taking over this fight. Finds two, pops the barrage, gets taken down here by Cyberfish, and this is looking like 5-man res will continue to hold on to this objective, even though it was a bit of a scare for a second.
It's been very difficult for Louisiana to be able to just hold on to a fight that it seems like they have the advantage in, and Snowda commits the Diva Bomb there for pretty much no reason. Was going to go down anyway, so I'm not sure why you commit the ultimate in that case. Because now you don't have it for this next fight, and 5-man res are coming in with every ultimate on the board except for the barrage. You really don't have anything if you're Louisiana, and if 5-man res can ration out these ultimates effectively, we could potentially see this spread out to an entire full hold.
Yeah, definitely here. They'll only really need 2 fights to do so. And we can see the Diva of Soda is kind of in an inoptimal position here, taking a lot of pressure. Will manage to fall back to the rest of his team. You get to see the Pharah, though, trying to take a fight with this Echo. You tend to favor the Echo in those situations, but with how the Pharah has been played, you could definitely see him take those fights. It's going to be Katori, though. Drops very early. Contestant on this Echo manages to get the opening pick, and the barrage denies the resurrect here before the multi-core actually takes down the Pharah. It's a kind of a weird interaction there. It's a very back and forth fight. That 5-man res are trying to come back and trying to hold on to the second point, but the Primal Rage takes down Shayreth, and I believe Louisiana are favored here to take this objective.
Oh no, but GoldenEye Gamer has gotten the Nano and is rolling on in. It's just the Mercy and the Winston, I think, on the point for Louisiana Purchase right now. Cyberfish goes down, and 5-man Res have once again gotten themselves back into a fight that they should have lost. They just refused to die. The duplicate has come out. It was a mines all over the point, and with that, it's zoned 5-man Res off. The picks continue to come through for Louisiana Purchase. However, GoldenEye Gamer and Tart tried to do something about it. The ultimates come out, but they only get 1 point for it, so a bit of a scare for Louisiana, but they will take point A.
Yeah, both teams invested every ultimate they had there. Only the Blades and the Diva Bomb for this next fight.
Louisiana Purchase now, with a little bit of momentum under their belts, they're finally able to finish off a fight. As Shareth on the top here, going to be trying to get dove upon, but there is a lot of value there. A nice double anti-nade from Katori forces Louisiana Purchase to back off for the moment.
Yeah, you can see Cyberfish, though, going deep, trying to count Katori, but it's going to actually be Snowda who finds the opening there. Catching out ZebTech in pretty good fashion here. Inside the small room, though, is where this engage is happening. The Pharaoh's playing a bit of ground bar there to try to find some of the kills. As Cyberfish actually takes himself down, as that's a bit interesting. Mines get dropped onto the cart to try to zone them off, but the man advantage is still in favor of Louisiana.
Louisiana, yes, they are still just slowly but surely pushing this point forward. A minute 30 left on the clock. They can't afford any major mistakes right now. Tart has moved over onto the Cowboy to try and fit that. What a beautiful sleep from Melon. Cyberfish, sorry, I think that was Katori. Cyberfish never had a chance.
Yeah, Katori absolutely decimates Cyberfish. You can see him setting up for that barrage. But the Sleep Dart comes through before he can even get it off. Bolton Core now going all over the objective, but the Shatter from behind hits 2 down. And this is a great fight here from 5-man Res. Katori starts it off, and it's going to be Shayra who finishes it.
Yeah, and you know how I said that 5-man Louisiana Purchase couldn't afford any major mistakes? The big play coming out from Katori completely swings the map in their favor. 5-man Res now have control of the cart and both support ultimates online. However, they will have to play into the support ultimates of Louisiana, as well as the barrage and quintessence with that all-important EMP coming up very soon. Burks is going to make sure he's not in that, but ZebTech has been found a little bit early there, and Louisiana Purchase are getting back into this.
Yeah, they have a 3-man advantage down to this fight, and they do invest the Nano Boost and the Barrage. Louisiana do. They probably didn't need them, right? You only had a couple players remaining for 5-man Res, but nonetheless, they do manage to clean up this fight. Entering overtime, though, pretty soon here.
And this is the problem with the 5-man Res comp. Even when you think you've got them down, they're just so persistent. Even if there's one person still alive, they're going to get on the point and try and stall it out for as long as they possibly can. Shareth is next to take up those duties, followed by GoldenEye Gamer, and this should be Louisiana pushing through to the end of point B, but it was tough. Still got it down to overtime.
Yeah, got it down to overtime. They will get an extra minute 30, though, for capturing this point. And now the Louisiana comp looks a bit more difficult to run here. This Brawl is definitely favored in this final point. The MP, though, is online for Quintessence. They will try to most likely win the fight off the data, and maybe the Nano Boost, but Brex take it down immediately. Maybe they won't need any ultimates, as they will just continue to march forward here, building up their remaining ults, as just really nice opening picks here allow them to take this fight without even investing that EMP.
That was a huge anti-nade from Melon, taking 3 members of 5-man Res down, and a very passive amp matrix from Burks isn't going to get much value.
Yeah, Barrage and Primal Rage, though, could be kind of at the spawn doors here. Nanobush comes forward on to the Monkey of Louisiana, managing to pick up 2, looking for the students as well. ZebTech dives in. Pops the Meteor Strike to stay alive for a bit. Does manage to get a kill there onto Quintessence. Slept up, but gets woken immediately. And he's causing a lot of disruption here. May be able to actually kill 2 players now. Taken down.
I just don't know why
it's a lot of space, though, game.
I just don't know why Zebtech plays Doomfist into the Sombra. You know that if you get hacked, it's basically over, and Shayreth hacked, antied down. Louisiana Purchase now going to push on their advantage.
Yeah, we do see a swap, though, from Zebtech onto this Junkrat. Might cause a lot of problems here for Yellow on the Monkey. Pickups through there onto Tart, which is really nice opening, as they will continue to move forward here. Looking for this Junkrat. It's caused a lot of disruption on the cart, but the hack's going to come through onto Katori. Reinhardt, Shayreth, looking to create some space here for his side, but I don't know how well it's going to work. The Shatter does end up hitting one, and Louisiana just back completely off the cart here. They had the players alive, but they just gave up so much space to the point where they weren't even on the cart.
And this is a thing that we're seeing now with Louisiana. It happened as well on Nepal, where if you just use a lot of ultimates, they're going to instinctively try and back away, give some space, some respect to those ultimates. You can't do that when you're in an overtime situation. Someone has to stay on that point, even if it means they're going to lose their lives for it. You have to be able to keep the game going for another couple of seconds, because as long as that overtime wick is burning, you still have a chance. However, Luigi and Burgess are going to stop short of the end of the map, and 5-man Res have a clear win condition to take their first map in this series.
Yeah, 5-man Res have their win condition set. We need to push 54 meters into the 3rd point. On the defense, though, Louisiana, they're going to run a Orisa comp. They're going to run this Orisa Diva. It's been getting a lot of playtime recently, and this Pharah as well tends to be ran with it, and then it's going to be an Ashe. So this is kind of a standard Orisa comp in a lot of ways. You have the Pharmacy and the Ashe. Actually, no. Going to be the Sombra. Okay.
Yeah, definitely a pick made by Quintessence at the very end there, just to try and be a nuisance to GoldenEye Gamer on this Wrecking Ball. Otherwise, we're playing a traditional Orisa poke comp. The goal is going to be for Mitchell and Cyberfish to play super passive.
They tried to go for this, so you can throw a Maywall on top of the roof to put a TP on it and get straight to point, and they tried to do that, and they messed it up, but look how much space they were given due to it. They will be able to start walking forward, but a hack comes through onto Brex, and not able to use the Immortality or his Regenerator first. Drops down, and they losing your main source of healing. 5-man Res does, puts them in a very unwinnable position. And this Pharah from Cyberfish, so much damage. Fight 1 there in a pretty swift fashion.
Well, Cyberfish has Barrage. That's what happens when you just let the Pharaoh rain down rockets into your team, and there's no one that can really consistently do anything about it. Tart is now going to move over to the Ashe. Now, finally, a hit scan on the side of 5-man Res to try and do something about Cyberfish, but it's not going to save them from this incoming barrage. There is no Diva on the side of 5-man Res to eat any of it, which means that unless we get a massive sleep from Katori or something like that, it's going to be almost guaranteed that this barrage will get value.
Yeah, we need to be a big sleep, maybe a big headshot here, and it gets dropped down. Only gets the 1, I think Cyberfish thought there was more than just Zebtech there. But anyways, getting an opening pick is still quite good. Quintessence gets 1 before getting traded out due to Breck. And in this small room is this 5-man Res kind of core. And Nano Boost will come forward onto Shayreth as they try to break from it. Good anti-nade does hit 2 players, but the Diva Bomb gets thrown above and right on top of Shayreth's head. He had the Reinhardt shield up, but it did not matter. And this will be Louisiana Purchase continuing to hold on to this defense.
You've got to be able to locate the Diva Bomb if you're 5-man Res there. You've got Shayreth, you've got Burks. Both of them have shields to protect themselves from that Diva Bomb, but neither of them really spent any time to try and see where it was going. Snoda just threw it straight up. It wasn't that difficult to track. Unfortunately, that's just something that's going to have to be improved upon with time, as 5-man Res now with 1:45 left on the clock, looking stuffed so far, and Cyberfish with the pick onto Katori is going to basically force this next push to take another few seconds. Actually, they're going to push in anyways without their Ana. This is not recommended. You don't have much healing.
Yeah, I am not a fan of this decision. I mean, I guess they force out the Bongo and the Valkyrie, but they use the mines themselves. So I definitely disagree with that decision to engage.
Yeah, very... Because now that fight has happened, it's going to have to wait even longer than if you had just stuck back for a minute and waited for the Ana to rejoin the team. 5-man res now with a minute left on the clock. This might be their last really good chance to take any progress on this point A point, but they're going to have to play into the EMP from Quintessence, and I'm sure Cyberfish is about to follow that up with the barrage.
Yeah, there's the EMP. It hits 3 and then the barrage. Just like you called it. Takes down 2. Shayra's going to try to turn this fight here, and they do manage to get 2, so this is still a winnable fight here for the side of Louisiana. It's 5-man res. Gosh, tough day. But Louisiana are still in a decent position to close this out. As soon as I say that, though, 2 picks come the way of 5-man res. Bomb gets thrown onto the point to try to clutch this up, but all it will result in is a wasted ultimate. So it will be 5-man res coming big to capture up the opening point.
The set play from the Louisiana Purchase was good, but the rush from 5-man res was better. Even with 2 of their comrades down, the rest of the team were able to surge onto the point with no fear at all. Now look at GoldenEye Gamer with this beautiful roll through, has knocked the Risa and the Baptiste off of the high ground, has forced the immortality field to be used for Melon to escape and get back onto high ground. That is a key cooldown that Louisiana Purchase no longer has to worry about for this fight.
I mean, that's an absurd pick. Hacked up is Cyberfish and still manages to get a pair of direct rockets from quite a ways away. He's looking to follow this up. Heart's gonna still be marching forward though, as we see a swap onto the Moira here for Hattori. Just give yourself a bit more survivability, I guess. Window's gonna come through onto this high ground, mainly for Melon, and only Melon. As this is the Wrecking Ball rolling through, causing a lot of disruption on the high ground with these mines once again. Bob gets thrown forward, so they can't really push up past this corner of Louisiana. Shatter gets dropped and hits both tanks as well, so this will be 5-man res taking a fight. They invested a lot of ultimate stuff.
They have ended up with a lot of ultimates, but the space that it has given them, it should not be denied. Louisiana sort of forced into these corners here, but now Michello is going to start putting in ultimates.
Yeah, we see the EMP barrage once again. This time it only results in 1 kill. We have to rally for Brex to provide a bit of survivability here to 5-man res. They're going to try to kind of push back into this. They are unable to deny the res though, so Cyberfish comes back in and gets the boop off onto Shayrith. So Louisiana come up clutch in what was a very scrappy fight. They do manage to be the victors.
I mean, what a res from Fury. Such a ballsy play from the Mercy player of Louisiana. Just flies past the entirety of 5-man res, goes for the res on her Farah, gets it up, and then Cyberfish immediately makes it worth it with the boop kill onto Shayra. That it was the turning point of that fight. Now with just 30 seconds left, something has to be done here for 5-man res to keep this alive.
Yeah, they do get the opening there onto Fury, so she will be taken out. The trade comes through onto Zeptek. Now they will commit the Coalescence. They actually try to take down Cyberfish with it. Barrage is online. He's looking for a target, and just currently is kind of flying around, not really getting too much as this team is dying on the objective. Manages to get 1, I guess, but in the end, there should be a 5-man res cap, but the barrage finally gets committed, takes you down. Now you only have to take alive onto the point here. Jayrith does manage to find 1. The mines are still there. They need to try to touch the car, but the mines are killing absolutely everybody. GoldenEye Gamer kills 4, and it's 5-man res, capturing up second point here in the same manner that Louisiana did.
Yeah, so it just comes down to this. Can 5-man res have a better performance in 1 minute and 30 seconds than Louisiana did on their point C attack? Cyberfish has swapped onto a Mei to try and play better in these enclosed rooms.
Yeah, it's going to be pickups very early on. Manages to get 1 as the EMP managed to connect onto 4 different players here. But the picks are still here for Louisiana. They did manage to get 2 kills in this fight. Heiden's online if Kirk can stay alive, but actually gets taken down here by Cyberfish. Pin comes through and trying to clean up the supports who are still alive on the objectives. But the Wrecking Ball has now returned as well for 5-man res.
the spawn advantage is going to be in such favor of 5-man res, but is it going to be enough as Shareth now surges forward, gets 2 kills, and the cart is now turning that final corner. It's just the Baptiste, the D.Va left on the point. The D.Va is hacked up, completely vulnerable, trying to get as much time as possible, but Tart with the killing blow. The High Noon takes down the last 2 members of Louisiana Purchase, and 5-man res have tied up the series.
Wow, what a map there from both sides. It will be 5-man res taking the map, and what was a map that had a lot of huge individual moments there. This is an incredible clutch. The Mines are put in the absolute perfect position here that if Louisiana want to touch, they have to go directly into the Mines. Manages to come up with a 4K GoldenEye Gamer does, and they will tie this up 1-1.
That's how we do.
59 eliminations for Cyberfish in that map, by the way. 69% kill participation. Nice. But just shows how much that FAR was doing on the side of Louisiana Purchase. But in the end, 5-man res and their commitment to these Wrecking Ball strats, it's working out for them. They were keeping it close on Nepal, and now on Eichenwald, when they were really able to play around the initiations from their from GoldenEye Gamer, they were able to pull out the win there, the clutch victory to keep this a close series going in the halftime.
Absolute incredible plays there from many different players there, but like you said, it's halftime, so that means we will head to a quick break. Before we can see the conclusion of the series, you will not want to go anywhere.
They did find Cucumber, but he's gonna lift him.
Oh, Wolfgang gets caught right into that, and Speed is gonna be
Oh,
able to follow
no.
up. Talking
You
about
let
jumping
him
over to
do.
the Doofus, talking about playing into the
A
Doofus.
manos de la bola. Ya son 3 las picks que conseguía el equipo de British Hurricane.
We need your help to decide our Opinion Outpost MVP of the match.
He's got a minute to kind of work some sort of pick against this Doc, and oh my good lord, they just got eviscerated. Oh!
He's not dead! Wait, now he's dead!
Holy cow, I've never seen someone get so aggressive.
Oh, catches their opponent outside of the building, and that is it.
It's Rocket League Wednesday on the High School Esports League home room. I am, as the kids say, vibing right now.
This is just fumes for them, while Pharaoh rips shot after shot after shot of the back of them.
Good wall towards site, but it's already been broken, so they can't even get that spike down trustedly. Camera over towards site, and again, it's getting all that information. Ebot going absolutely massive!
Here in this map number 4 season, up on championship point, being up 2-1. Nifty dropped down to 19 HP. Joker with his M13 in hand is just trying to hold the angles.
Healing that's coming out from them, and then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and Witty Wave really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimate's coming up online already. You're gonna have Deadeye, and look, we've got Grab Dragons available for that test.
Oh, and they're gonna waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not gonna get any.
So excited. Thank you so much, Sidebjorn. Living up to the beautiful strats from Orion Esports. They're gonna go ahead and teleport directly onto the point, so they will be meeting them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter. It might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion ult, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Baptiste!
Oh man, this is just nutty right now.
This is not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb, and the charges to mention picks up 3! All of the 3 that you want, the Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost Dragon
comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-nade gets...
And here comes back on the Doomfist. Not hacked up by the EMP critically. Starjumper has the Deadeye. No hack this time around. Starjumper gonna clean up the fight. Get 3. Get the electric cowboy for dancing effect.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch as we see the hook shot and the headshot.
Bane with the silk thread shot. Show it off.
Isn't gonna work really well against the Ghost Confar as fine the but you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards. It's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. Everybody's at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's
Welcome back, everybody, to GitGud North America Season 8. I'm Jerazer, joined here by Dividing, and we are getting ready to hop into our third map of what has been a very entertaining set here. We're going to be moving on to Escort, though, and I believe we have our map pick here, and I think it's going to be Rialto.
Yes, Rialto. Love this Escort map. Probably one of my favorite Escort maps in the entire game, if I'm being honest, just because there is so much that you could do on this map. It is somehow both open and closed at the same time, if that makes sense. There are some portions of the map that are very tight with 90-degree angles, but there are also a bunch of spots on the map that allow for super long sight lines, which means that both short-range brawl comps and long-range poke comps are very much viable on this map. So no matter what Luigiana Purchase and 5-man res play, almost anything could work here.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff you can run. A lot of double shield gets played here, even some traditional brawl, right? Ball comps have been getting a ton of playtime recently, especially when you're on that attack. But yeah, it's definitely one of the more enjoyable maps to watch, and it's a map that everybody knows how to play. So it makes it can be even more exciting to watch at these lower tiers where teams don't specialize as much in maps. They kind of just try to play a wide variety of stuff. Being able to play kind of one map that that everybody knows how to play could be a big advantage.
Absolutely. It should be noted that Rialto actually isn't the favorite map of either of these teams. 5-man res likes Gibraltar, Luigiana likes Route 66, at least according to their team sheets. So very interesting to see teams audible onto a map that maybe they don't like as much because they think it's a little bit better for them. This should have been Luigiana Purchase's map pick, which means maybe they have another pocket strategy. But no matter what they have for this map, it's certainly going to include the wrecking ball of GoldenEye Gamer, who has been a serious... No, sorry, that's 5-man res who has GoldenEye Gamer. That's my bad. But no matter what 5-man res has for this comp, it's definitely going to have to do with that wrecking ball from GoldenEye Gamer. It has been such a huge part of their game plan so far. However, because I've mentioned before, Rialto has so many 90-degree angles, things are a little bit more enclosed on the ground a lot of the time. It might have a little bit more trouble getting the value that it had on the other map.
Yeah, for sure. I believe we're gonna have a substitution here. I think Crustado will be coming back into play here for Luigiana. Saw him on map 1. Did pretty well there on more of the traditional main tank, mainly the Reinhardt's. So as we will now be hopping in, it's gonna be 5-man res starting on the defense with Luigiana being on the attack.
5-man res. Very interested to see what kind of comp they have cooked up for this defense on Rialto. We're going to see it in just a second, and it's honestly a lot of the same, though interestingly, Katori is going to be onto the Lucio here. I think the first time we've seen that comp come out since the beginning of Nepal, which means 5-man res are going to be moving towards sort of a traditional brawl comp. It's just going to be GoldenEye Gamer and probably Zebtech as well on this Genji, trying to do some flanking in the back here. We'll see if Luigiana Purchase can understand that with those two flanking around to the back, they could potentially just take a 6v4 fight in the front line. If not, they could very easily get pincered in by the comp of 5-man res and get picked apart. They're going with a double shield comp of their own, along with Cyberfish on this Junkrat, so spam damage aplenty for this Luigiana Purchase squad.
Yeah, Luigiana Purchase playing a bit more of a traditional comp, but even then kind of still very weird. The Genji pick from Zebtech, I'm very interested to see what type of value he's able to get from it. It's going to be Sheriff, though, being the first pick. It's going to be Cello managing to take him down, and GoldenEye Gamer gets stunned up, removed from the fray, and this multi-man advantage here for Luigiana will allow them to get a really nice opening fight.
Yes, Luigiana with that Junkrat is so much frontline pressure coming on to Shayrath, who was the single shield on the side of 5-man res, has to just be up to shielding so much pressure coming on the side of Luigiana Purchase. As now Michello is going to be coming in with the Shatter. This fight, it gets 5.
Yeah, it's a massive Shatter there from Michello. Absolutely opens up the fight and closes it out in very quick fashion.
I mean, that doesn't get much better than that 5-man res. Again, the pressure onto Shayrath either broke the shield or forced him to drop the shield because it was really low, and it doesn't get much easier than that if you're a Reinhardt player, and they're continuing to push the advantage here, try and get as many staggers as they can. Look how far up Snowda is pushing. A solid 3 more staggers came as a result of using that Gravitic Flex at the end there. 5 minutes still on the clock for Louisiana Purchase, and they look in complete control of this map. However, now a 5-man res are going to be pushing back in. They're going to have the tactical visor from Tart, as well as ZebTech, that Nano Blade. Sorry, not Nano Blade. There's no Ana. It's just the Dragon Blade coming out from him.
Yeah, it's going to be a tire, though, from Cyberfish to open this up. Looking to see if he can get the Immortality Field to drop in time. As soon as it fades away, takes down Shayra. Gets taken down while in that tire, though, from ZebTech, but Louisiana still do have command advantage to work with there and are able to take down Vittori on top of that. So double kill there from Quintessence to clean up this fight.
And Louisiana Purchase seem to have come out of this halftime break quite a lot more centered than they were on Eichenwald. Seemed to let the sort of flanky competition of 5-man get in their way. However, ZebTech trying to change that is in the middle, but while they're doing that, Tart has used the tactical visor on the outside and has gotten a lot of value for 5-man res. As soon as they can get rid of Cyberfish, they should be able to stabilize here.
Yeah, it's quite tragic there. Pops the blade, gets stuck in the Junkrat trap, but it's okay because Tart did come up with a huge multi-kill to win out that fight for them. Early window, though, comes through. They could create a pick, but really nicely done there from Louisiana speed across this bridge.
And they have 5 ultimates coming into this next fight. Everything except the... Go. Say things.
The Shatter from Shayra absolutely closes that out. He goes for a flank shatter, jumps around the corner. We can get the replay code to that later. Like, this man's, that's going to the montage. Louisiana got montaged.
They got montage for sure. We'll be seeing that clip on Twitter later tonight. Louisiana, though, silver lining, they only use the beat from Melon. A very impactful ultimate, but only one of the 5 they had coming into that fight. They will still have 4 coming into this next one. The ultimate advantage squarely on their side, but GoldenEye has once again knocked someone into the drink.
Yeah, it's quite good work there, but 2 kills do come in from Louisiana. Sound barrier from Vittori as they try to win this out. Look where Tart is. He played at such an aggressive position, I guess. Cost him his life. Tire, though, from Cyberfish looking to find any follow-up picks. It does take down 2.
What incredible patience from Cyberfish there. Waited to make sure that that Burks didn't have an Immortality Field available before going in and getting a double kill with it.
Yeah, really nicely done. The GoldenEye trying to continue to push aggression here, trying to hold on to this objective, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much of anything here. Shayris, kind of the only remaining player here on the point. Tart does pop the attack visor, so they will try to commit to this here. Shatter actually gets canceled. I believe it was the Accretion that canceled the Shatter of Shayris. And, oh my, don't jump as a Reinhardt player. To any main takes out there, don't jump as a Reinhardt, and that's why. Shatter actually slips underneath the shield there. And this will be Louisiana capturing up second point.
Yeah, super unfortunate. I think Sheriff jumping as Reinhardt, allowing that wave of Earth Shatter to get under the shield, might have lost him the fight. We saw it knock, I think it was Tart on the soldier on his back, and they were able to finish off that kill. Super unfortunate, as honestly, they were looking to have a very solid hold here on the second point of Rialto. But they will have 2 minutes and 30 seconds for Louisiana Purchase to push us through to the finish line.
Yeah, and Vittori was slightly behind the Immortality Field there, so the High Dude's able to take him down. Might be able to drop onto the objective, takes down Quintessence, so it's a very even fight here, but the defenders do have the spawn advantage, so this will most likely go in favor of 5-man res if this keeps going.
Yeah, especially with those mines on the point, zoning everyone away. Now they have gone back, and Shayrath is caught out a little bit. The support has come out for GoldenEye Gamer, but is going to get melted with the Gravitic Flux.
Yeah, Gravitic Flux absolutely takes them down. Oh! ZebTech actually removes the tire! That's such a great aim, I guess, on the Junkrat to manage to get 2 direct hits there. And the Fire Strike taking out Fury forces Louisiana to reset.
Yes, bit of a reset coming out from Louisiana Purchase. Now just minute 30 on the clock. Five-man res now are looking very strong after a bit of a shaky start to that fight. What is happening with Shareth pushing up way too far and gets melted down?
Yeah, now you see a two-man advantage here for Louisiana. The tire just doesn't really get anything. And you see 5-man res have to retreat, have to try to regroup here to get some form of a final contest.
Yeah, GoldenEye Gamer is going to escape with his life most likely, which is crucial because those mines are coming up online about now. And 5-man res are also going to have the Shatter and the Amplification Matrix to try and push through to the end here. But they need to get something done here, and GoldenEye Gamer has been on point with those mines so far and does a beautiful job of zoning Louisiana away.
Yeah, interesting. Katoria swapped over onto the Moira here. Interesting hero swap, I guess you could say. A Shatter gets dropped here for both Reinhardts at the same exact time. They shatter each other. That's not something you see every day. Quintessence is the high dude. Does manage to take down Rex, though, so this will, this will be the player advantage here for Louisiana.
Louisiana getting through to the end of this map here. The only ult on line right now is a duplicate from Tart. Opts for the Reinhardt. Can we see a duplicate Shatter here from Tart? That is what is going to happen for them to turn this.
He does build it up. He drops it. Does manage to hit the Baptiste, but while that was happening, the Gravitic Flux came out from Snowda. He got a ton of value, and we have this tire to close it out. Takes down both supports. And DPS, excuse me, and Louisiana Purchase do manage to fully complete Rialto.
After it was looking a little bit iffy for them near the end of that map, Louisiana managed to out-Junkrat the competition and get themselves to a completion on Rialto. That is no easy feat in itself. Just like with most escort maps, the defensive spawn is just outside the end of the map, so just pushing through all the way is impressive, even if it was in overtime. So now we see 5-man res. They have to respond. They have to finish the map themselves, or else we will be seeing them down a map in Louisiana on match point. 5-man res on the attack, so they have time to mess around with our comp a little bit. Louisiana are showing, once again, a very traditional brawl, dependent on what Quintessence is going to lock here. You'd want something probably to help deal with GoldenEye on this Wrecking Ball, but otherwise, we're just seeing the traditional brawl comp coming out from Louisiana, except Snowda is on the Sigma instead of, say, a Diva. Looks like they're actually going to be going for a close hold here. Look at them all crouching as they try and get up to the fight. But Quintessence, they took so long to choose his character that he's not there with the rest of the team yet.
Yeah, he does up for the Reaper. It's a bit of a different pick. This comp from 5-man res is all over the place. I mean, what else would you expect from them, I guess? Maywell comes up, but does not manage to kind of separate GoldenEye Gamer. Mortality Kill gets forced down. This very close hold attempt is not going to work too well. 3 kills come through for them, and it's just a reset for Louisiana. Nice try, though.
Yeah.
It
was a nice
30
try.
seconds for free, though.
Yeah, they were able to burn some time off of the clock. And yeah, I mean, look at this comp from 5-man res. This is what they've landed on. They've got Brawl and Shareth on Rhine and Zebtech on Reaper. They've got a long range with Tart on the Widowmaker. A lots of healing with the Bap and Ana on the side of 5-man res. But yeah, I see no coherent strategy here, honestly. I'm just seeing 6 people playing what they love to play, and that's what I love about this.
Yeah, big pick, though, from Tart. Man, check that Quintessence. Inspirational attempt there on the Shatter. But, Shayreth dropped his shield at just the wrong time, so Shatter from Michello manages to come through. Nano Boost does not get too much value here. So this is currently very winnable here for Louisiana. Mines get dropped there onto the point. Absolutely decimates the Sigma and Reinhardt shield as they have to remove those somehow. Good anti-nade, does manage to connect with both tanks, and the boop comes through, taking down Fury as she gets taken out of this fight. So this is very back and forth. There's still anybody's fight, but this Flux, this could close it out here if it gets the value they need.
Kills continue to come through, mostly in favor of 5-man res. So many of them are low, but the picks do not come through. Shoda has to just try and get out as much as humanly possible, as now the Reaper coming around to the other side, they're trying so hard to get the stagger, but in fact it's ZebTech who gets staggered as Michello comes in to show his support. So a solid first point attack from 5-man res, but the pick onto the Reaper is going to slow them down just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Katori actually gets picked off as well there. I'm not sure why. He was playing pretty close in a inoptimal position. And the picks continue to come through. Quintessence with 2 headshots, 2 kills. Looking to find a couple more, as I guess a bit of over-aggression from 5-man res really cost them here.
Yeah, now Luigi and Purchase are in such a strong position. They're all put up into that. I'm not sure where ZebTech.
I think that was a fat finger.
That had to have been a fat finger. He's all the way back on the bridge. There was no members of Louisiana even close, so that's unfortunate. A crucial ultimate for 5-man res is now gone. They have the support ultimates and the shatter. However, Louisiana Purchase is going to have the Bob, the Riptire, the shatter, the Gravitic Flux. They have so much to try and deal with this and so much room to work with.
Oh, Shayurth tried. He really did. Yeah, this bridge is one of the hardest points to push over in all of Overwatch. It's just the defense has so much space to just spam you as you try to walk forward.
And Quintessence is taking full advantage of it on this Ashe, just poking out everyone as they try and walk over the bridge. Louisiana, if they can get close and close the distance, they have the ultimates to try and get something done here. The question is if they can close that distance.
Yeah, for sure. Burks gets and taken down there from Quintessence. Shatter gets dropped, gets blocked, but it will not matter because Louisiana are absolutely dominating right now. They've held this one spot for almost, what, 2, maybe 3 minutes even? This has been really nice defensive play here on the second point.
Yeah, and again, it's just that 5-man res. They haven't quite been able to get all the way across the bridge into the positions they want to without someone getting picked off. And that last one, it was Burks getting taken down by the spam grenades of Cyberfish. So 5-man res just struggling to get all the way to the point. And oh, it got dangerous for Burks there as they peek across the corner. But they are now in a decent position, and now they can start using the ultimates. But again, Cyberfish wasn't even looking. Just a stray grenade takes down Katori.
How it is to play Junkrat. Shatter, inspirational attempt from Gareth. Does not quite work out in his favor. But he's getting solo flux. Oh no. Snowda actually takes a 1v1 with the Pharah while he's in his flux and wins it. Kind of absurd, but yeah. Louisiana are forced back a bit, but once again, taking a really nice fight.
Minute 30 on the clock now for 5-man res, and they used a lot of resources to try and push through that fight. Louisiana Purchase, though, did actually use quite a bit of their own to hold them off. Cyberfish has that Riptire again. It's gotten value consistently throughout this map, but Cyberfish has gotten the notification. GoldenEye Gamer is trapped in the back, and he takes him out. So that's so much backline pressure that is no longer going to be around.
Yeah, they do have the mana boost though, 5-man res through. It's going to go forward onto the right part. And the barrage comes through in not the best of spots, but does manage to take down Snowda. And nice pin. Great heads-up play there from Shayurth to manage to remove Fury, but I say still anybody's fight due to that trade coming through onto Tart. Shayurth continuing to hold the aggression here, as in the back you see ZebTech in a position trying to kind of win out this 1v1 with the Junkrat. Shatter gets dropped from Shayurth, and it gets decent value.
Yeah, Shayurth is that nano just swinging forward from Shayurth bought 5-man res so much space, but they were not able to finish it out. Tart was able to take out the Reinhardt, but it is not going to be enough, as now with 13 seconds left, 5-man res are making some swaps to try and make sure that they can get some kind of touch onto the point now. GoldenEye Gamer's gonna have the mines, but it's really all the 5-man res is working with. Louisiana Purchase clearly have the ultimate advantage.
For sure. Cyberfish managing to get the opening pick as well, and then the shatter. This will close the show, as this will be all she wrote for Rialto. Louisiana Purchase on to match point now. as 5-man Res will need to come up with an answer.
Yes, Luigiana Purchase closing things out strong with a near 5-minute hold on Rialto Point B. Beautiful stuff coming out from them. And they were able to pick a map that really played to their strengths. And this is kind of what we've seen so far in this matchup, Joe, is that the teams have done a really good job of picking maps that play really well to what they are good at as a team. First, it was the Eichenwald pick from 5-man Res, and now it's the Rialto pick from Luigiana Purchase. So now as we head into an assault map, 5-man Res are going to have to try and figure out which of these assault maps are going to play the best into what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, just a refresher. They get choosing between Hanamura and Nubis Volskaya. Those are, I guess, technically the only 3 really playable maps in Overwatch. But yeah, so out of those maps, I'm not really too sure which one you would want to go with here, honestly.
Yeah, it's tough because all of these maps just by default are sort of closed in. They're very defensive. Defensive heavy. It becomes difficult, especially on point B for all of those maps, for Wrecking Ball to get in and get consistent of value for 5-man Res. So of the 3, I would maybe be looking at something like Anubis. That is the most open map I can think of, maybe, for Wrecking Ball to potentially get value. Hanamura could potentially be an okay pick. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's just so hard to defend with these ball comps on any of these maps, really. Right? But I guess they believe that Anubis will be their best pick, so that will be the map selection here.
It is, I think, easier for Anubis simply because the second point does have open skies. It allows a little more room for the Wrecking Ball to get away with what he wants to get away with. When it comes to Volskaya, when it comes to Hanamura, that second point is a little bit more closed in. It gets a little more difficult for Wrecking Ball, especially because you have a lot more like closed in choke points that you have to try and roll through without just getting completely destroyed. So this is where 5-man Res is going to lay their match hopes. Once again, Luigiana Purchase on match point right now, so if 5-man Res can't at least get themselves a certified draw Nubis moment, we will be seeing a Luigiana Purchase come away with a match win right here, which would be huge. If any of these players were around when 5-man Res 3-0'd them back in Season 5.
Yeah, for sure. Be big for the management. They can finally get revenge that they've been... the grudge they've held.
I'm sure they've held such a grudge this whole time.
They've held such a grudge here.
They absolutely remember that they played these guys in Season 5.
Yes.
I'm sure
Out
of it.
all of the matches they've ever lost, this is probably the hardest one that hit them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna be
this means so much to them. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree.
So, going into Anubis now, we get the same size. Luigiana Purchase are going to be starting off on the attack, setting the tone for this team. As 5-man Res on the defense, we're going to be seeing a lot of the same. Zebtek going on to that Torbjorn that we've seen from him quite a bit. We also see it from Mercy coming out from Tart and Katori. This isn't something that we haven't seen from 5-man Res before in this map. The Moira is interesting. I imagine Burks is just going to stick with Shareth for as much as possible and just try and make sure that big bad rectangle man doesn't go down. Luigiana Purchase, though, going with sort of a dive comp. The one time they played this before in Nepal, it didn't work out too great for them.
Yeah, they played the round really close, but weren't quite able to close it out. So we will see this on their attack here. But already you can see the effect that this Pharah could definitely have. So much poke damage to start off. We're not even 10 seconds into it. It's creating enough of an opportunity where they could get the opening pick. Fire Strike will close that out. Resurrect is going to come through, though, onto Cyberfish. Dive comes through now onto the Monkey as they try to disrupt this hold that is coming through. Shareth didn't really take too much damage for how deep in he was. It's going to be Michello. It's going to be the first one to fall. Trade comes through, however. And you see Hurt coming through from the back lines. May be able to take down the Ana. Not quite able to do so. Has to fall back to his team.
Yeah, as Snowda has come out, Shayrith has always seemed like the odd man out in these 5-man res comps, but showing his worth there, gets 2 Fire Strike kills to keep 5-man res in this defense right now. A Cyberfish is in the air right now trying to challenge Tart, who is now hacked and on the ground.
Yeah, it's a really nice hack here. And now Luigiana can control these Tigers for essentially free for a bit, and a good anti-nade comes through onto Shayrith to take him down. Not really anybody around to help him. Resurrect, I guess. Sure. Katori manages to pull that off, but it won't matter in the end. Just a bit more ult charge, I guess, for Shayrith, who already has his shatter. So, yeah.
And Luigiana Purchase have now taken point A, and they did use the support ultimates to do it, but they are going to have the other 4 ultimates online. I see instantly. EMP Bomb. That could be such a devastating combo for Luigiana Purchase to try and snowball this point into a second point. However, 5-man res are coming up with 5 ultimates of themselves. They have everything except the rally from Burks, who did swap off of that Moira onto a Brigitte. So, as long as they don't get caught out here, but they do! Snowden gets 3!
The EMP bomb is absolutely massive. Now, Perch tried to turn this with the barrage, managing to find 2 kills. And so, due to the defender's spawn advantage, they will actually manage to win this fight, even though they started down 3 due to a massive EMP bomb. That is tragic.
Yeah, that hurts.
Is. That's
that hurts if you're the Luigiana Purchase. It's not even really a 2CP moment. It's just that you got 3, but also the remaining members of 5-man res were able to just get pick after pick, even as they were dying to that explosive ultimate combo. And Luigiana Purchase is forced to swap wholesale, go to more of a brawly comp themselves. I imagine Melon, as soon as that nano boost is used, will probably swap onto the Lucio. If not, then they're going to be playing a lot slower and playing around, setting up opportunities for Cyberfish to get a value with those Echo projectiles.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to see they are going for such a fast engage here. The multi-core buys so much space for the side of 5-man res. Not able to get anything, but like I said, they do force out the immortality. Power drive, a lot of damage. Very close to this minefield is GoldenEye Gamer, who looks to build this up quite soon. Going back through for another power drive. Nano Boost comes through and hits the Baptiste. I imagine that's a misclick there, as they do manage to get the opening. But the duplicate from Cyberfish onto the Reinhardt is getting quite a lot of value here. Continuing to go forward. Tried to touch the spawn doors as Luigiana are in a really good spot to try to capture up this point.
One tick has gone through for Luigiana. However, the respawns have come back in. Shayrith in the back has taken out the back line by himself.
Shayrith! What is that? He kills absolutely everybody. Comes through, drops the hammer, takes out the support line, then follows up with 2 more kills and a bit of a stagger there onto the Diva as the cherry on top.
That is so clutch from the Rhyme player of 5-man res. Only 1 tick given up to Luigiana Purchase. Their massive time bank has now been halved. However, Quintessence has come back to that EMP. So you can get a lot of value with this. The EMP bomb is once again available for Luigiana. They weren't able to win a fight with it last time, but they did show that they were able to get a lot of value out of that ultimate combo.
Yeah, and Luigiana are trying to go in aggressive, or at least GoldenEye Gamer is. EMP comes through before the bomb, but it does not matter. They do kill 2 with that EMP and bomb combo, and they are in a, once again, winnable spot, but Katori takes out the Sombra, and GoldenEye finds a follow-up. So once again, this is very clutchable for 5-man res.
Yeah, GoldenEye Gamer has just been swinging around on the point. It's been impossible for any member. Yeah, you're right. Luigiana Purchase has not been able to stick onto this point after these ultimate combos. Their backline, it just gets destroyed at some point as the tank line rushes forward, and Luigiana Purchase are never able to sustain. All they got from that huge ultimate investment was about 10%.
Yeah, it's not what you're really looking for here. next fight, though, you do have the Shatter from Michello on the attack. If they could land a large one, that might be able to win them out this fight. But like we've seen many times, just because they have an opening advantage, just because they have the player advantage, it hasn't been enough at times. Good Dynamite comes through, forces out the Immortality Shield, just in the best of positions. And GoldenEye Gamer comes in with the dive. He's going to die to this High Noon, though. Does not put the Mind Sound like I thought he was going to. And the Bolted Core is not quite enough, so Luigiana will capitalize on this bit of aggression. But
look how far they are from the point.
Like forced them to play in. They weren't even able to walk onto the point.
Yeah, they get the fight win, but they're so far away from the point, it allows 5-man Rez to get back into it. But a nice Shatter from Michello has put Luigiana, I think, finally in the position they want to be in. That beat is going to keep them all extremely sustained as Cyberfish is finding shot after shot. The ultimate's committed for Luigiana. They have gotten it 95%, now 100%, and it was looking weird for them for a while, but they do manage to cap both points with time, which means if 5-man Rez want to stay in for another map, they have to return the favor.
Yeah, but good job on 5-man Rez, though. It was a really good defense. Bringing it down, time bank all the way down to 20 seconds here. Which means that if they fully cap, no matter what time they have, both teams will get another chance to attack, but like you said, switching sides now. 5-man Rez will need to put up decent attack if they want to be put in like firm control of this map. But Luigiana Purchase are looking to put on the best defense they possibly can, and they believe Double Shield is the comp to do that.
It could very well work. Double Shield, very common to see here on Anubis, especially Anubis A, just because it's so easy for the Double Shield to get set up on that high ground of Anubis and allow them to just get a bunch of value because they're just so sturdy and they're able to get so much spam damage on the attackers. Quintessence, interestingly, has once again opted to go for the Sombra instead of, say, an Ashe. Usually you would see posted up behind those shields.
Yeah.
Surely just an adjustment to try and deal with GoldenEye Gamer. Interestingly, also, 5-man Rez have opted to stick with the Torbjorn, which is not as strong in an attack position. The projectiles are very difficult to hit, and it's a lot more difficult to get your turret in a position to get lots of value.
Yeah, for sure. 5-man Rez are working into this right side Mega pretty easily. The entire team gets across. Cyberfish has tried to get up into the window, failing to quite get up there. Good concussion mine, though. Look where it puts Sharon into a very vulnerable position. I do not know if he's going to make it out alive. Wilford now. Immortality still has to use to keep him alive. Cyberfish has got himself into a little cheeky corner here, and will result in a kill. Not quite. Katori leaks it out with his life once again here. There's a lot of players falling very low, but not quite falling, but the GoldenEye Gamer will not be as lucky.
Yeah, Cyberfish now has found himself on the high ground and is able to just rain damage into the members of 5-man Rez. The Amp Matrix actually has been committed from Burks, and it has gotten them value. 2 kills now for the side of 5-man Rez has given them life in this. However, Shoda has used the Gravitic Flux, and that should be Luigiana Purchase restabilizing here on this first point. It's unfortunate that you had to use Shoda's Gravitic Flux to do so, because that is a big ultimate that you don't really want to be using. However, you should have all 5 of your other ultimates going into the second fight. 5-man Rez. They'll also have the Shatter, the Minefield, and the Tactical Visor, as well as the Beat.
Yeah, Tire's coming through, though. Immortality Field was used early on, which means there'll be nothing to stop this. The backline has been destroyed here due to that Riptire from Cyberfish, and that will be more than enough to win out this fight.
And look at Quintessence able to just farm that EMP from hacking a GoldenEye Gamer.
Nearly takes him down.
Yeah, nearly takes him down. When you hack up that Wrecking Ball at Sombra, it's basically just a massive ult battery for you. So now that EMP is online for Luigiana, and Quintessence has not missed with this so far.
Yeah, Bongo here as well. EMP.
He's dead.
I'm not sure what he was going for there. Take it down. The trade comes through his burst. is removed. This one kick has been gained, though, so this is definitely still winnable here for 5-man Rez. They will come away with the player advantage here, taking on the tank line. It will need to be a massive clutch from Cyberfish if they want a chance at this. He does manage to fight a second player here, and he has this Mercy Pocket. EMP now coming through from Protestants. Are they really going to pull this off? The Alamo could be on the cards. Falling really low as Cyberfish onto this high ground.
Melon's back.
Available. It's going to be able to bring the Melon back into this fight. Sound Barrier, though, for Pittori has been committed. They'll have a lot of health into this, a lot of sustainability, and with Cyberfish dying, that's their main source of damage gone. 4 players, Big Cat 5 have returned, though, for Louisiana, and they will regain control of this point. How the hell did that come to be?
I mean, it came to be just because of some clutch spam damage from Cyberfish, and now as they try and W4, they just get melted down thanks to the bongo coming out from Michello. And oh no, that should have been the first point capture for 5-man Rez. Instead, they just get 1 tick, and now they have 1 more fight. If they can't get this, GoldenEye Gamer is down. They're gonna have to go into this fight and engage without him, most likely. They have to get something done here, but time is not on their side.
Definitely, it's about 10 seconds remaining. Most likely we'll be able to get a touch. Riptire's coming out. See if we can find really any picks here on some of these players separated. And the Immortality field to be used so early, so the Riptire does get value. Takes out Jairus. Now up to this point, the mines have been dropped, but I don't know if it will matter here divided. I believe Louisiana should be able to close this out here, and without a miracle happening, I won't say it won't happen. This will be Louisiana taking the series 3-1.
Yes, Louisiana have taken officially the 3-1 victory over 5-man Rez, finally avenging that loss in season 5 of Get Good, and it came off the back of some incredible traditional play coming out from them. They played comps that we have seen before in other in our comp games and other divisions of Get Good, and in the end, they were able to hold up well against 5-man Rez that seemed to want to break all the rules. And honestly, I have to commend them for that, because it is very easy to get confused when facing something that you don't fully understand, and Louisiana did a very good job of standing up.
Yeah, those first 2 and kind of 3 maps for a bit. The third map got a bit more one-sided as it went on, but those first 2 especially were very close here. And these kind of unorthodox compositions from 5-man Rez were finding quite a lot of value here. You saw the Fair and the Wrecking Ball really doing a lot of work for them, but it feels like Louisiana, I guess you could say, downloaded what they were doing. They figured it out, and they had the perfect counter.
They played very well there on Anubis. Never say die, as they brought victory back from the jaws of defeat to move to 2-0 on the season. 5-man Rez has dropped to 1-1, but we're just getting started here. But Louisiana Purchase, I think, are a team to watch out for moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. They look like they have a great understanding of what they want to do in every situation there. And yeah, but that's it here from this opening match. We still have 1 more to go, though. We'll be moving over to the expert division. We're not quite ready for that. We will be going to a break, and then when we come back, we will be here with our second match of the day.
Taste the clouds, dance with them. Take a trip on your body. starry-eyed. Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moonlight. Take a trip around your body. Boy, I love the way you got me. Starry-eyed, got me starry-eyed. Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free. Yeah.
They did find Cucumber, but he's going to lift him.
Oh, Vulcan gets caught right into that, and Speed is going to be
Oh,
able to follow
no.
up. Talk
You
about
let
jumping
him
over to the
do.
Doofus, talking about playing into the Doofus.
A manos de la bola. Ya son 3 las picks que conseguía el equipo de British Hurricane.
We need your help to decide our opinion outpost MVP of the match.
He's got a minute to kind of work some sort of pick against this Doc, and oh my good lord, they just got eviscerated.
Oh! He's not dead! Right now he's dead!
Holy cow, I've never seen someone get so aggressive. Oh, catches their opponent outside of the build, and that is it!
It's Rocket League Wednesday on the High School Esports League home room. I am, as the kids say, vibing right now.
This is just fumes for them, while Pharaoh rips shot after shot after shot of the back of them.
Good wall towards site, but it's already been broken, so they can't even get that spike down trustedly. Camera over towards site, and again, it's getting all that information. Hebot going absolutely massive!
Here in this map number 4 season, up on championship point, being up 2-1. Nifty dropped down to 19 HP. Joker with his M13 in hand is just trying to hold the angles.
Healing that's coming out from the
Welcome back, everybody, to GitGud North America Season 8. I am Joe Razor, joined here by the wonderful Dividing, and we are gonna hop into our second match of the day. This time we're gonna be heading into the Expert Division in between Paul Allen's Card and Spin to Win.
Yeah, I had to watch the scene from American Psycho, which I assume is what Paul Allen's Card is referencing here, because that's what showed up when I Googled it. Great little scene there. But what's important in this case is that we have two teams here in the Expert Division, as high as it goes in Elo Hell, and they're both looking to recover after 2 losses earlier this week. Paul Allen's Card losing 3-0 to PR Celestial, and Spin to Win losing a very close 5-map series to Fart Farm, which is a team name that exists in Elo Hell.
Yes, Elo Hell will never cease to amaze me with team names, but due to the first 2 weeks, our control map will always be to Paul, so that's where we will start for today. We saw last series that it's a lot of brawl, right? You have 2 points, which are very brawl heavy, and then a third, which you see a bit more variation. And I expect to probably see something similar.
I could see something similar, but it all comes down to what these teams are comfortable with. You know, we are going from, like, gold and plat players to all the way at the top, masters at least, if not grandmasters players coming through in the GGNA Expert Division, which means These guys definitely understand how their comps work, what their win conditions are, which means they can make stuff like Wrecking Ball Sigma, Dive, Double Bubble, all that stuff can work extremely well for them just because they understand how it all works together, I think, better than the rookie teams will most of the time. Which is why we usually don't see quite as much Brawl at this level, because, other comps, they are more difficult to coordinate, but can be very powerful once you figure them out.
Yeah, I remember the run and hook theology, which is teams at the start of seasons play Brawl. And then as they go on, they learn to play more together as a team. And they stop playing Brawl.
We've gone into the map. We've gone into the map, but we instantly have a member of Spin to Win disconnecting, so I wouldn't be shocked to see us go into a pause, and there it is.
This is a great start. Love to see it.
Like, that was instant. The map had just started, and boop, there he goes.
Yep. Quite tragic.
Quite tragic. Unfortunately, didn't have really enough time to fully process the comps that the teams were running. I think I heard some Orisa shots being fired at the beginning there. Not sure if you're going to stick on Orisa. I think it was Sanctum that we're going to be going to first. Orisa isn't fantastic. You usually want to play a lot faster when it comes to getting around the point and getting yourself into a good position. Orisa just ends up being cornered a lot of the time.
Yeah, we will be going back to the lobby, so there's a chance we end up starting on something else, but
okay.
Yeah. That Sanctum, you see a large variation in comps. I think more than probably any other point, honestly. Like Village, if you're not playing Symmetra Brawl, you're probably gonna lose. That's just kind of how the point works. And then on, was it Shrine, I think? You see a lot more Brawl once again. And speaking of Shrine, that is where we will start. You see a lot of Brawl. You've seen Wrecking Ball get a bit more playtime due to how open this map is, but it's so hard to break onto the point with something that's not Brawl.
It becomes difficult. You have to try and poke through these little windows of the Shrine point to try and get yourself into a good position. Paul Allen's card has automatically locked in the traditional Brawl comp, but Spin to Win, going with a sort of pokey comp with McMahon on the Pharah Outlaw going to be accompanying him on the Mercy, and Thunder, I assume, is probably going to be swapping onto something else after the Symmetra TP gets them all closer to point. An immediate clash of styles between these two teams. I cannot wait to see how they interact with each other.
I definitely agree. We're going to see a Symmetra TP swap over to Tracer there for Thunder, and immediately Paul Allen's card have control of the point, and Thunder actually gets taken down. Kraft with the right click to remove him from the fight. I got some Kraft mac and cheese behind me, and well, Spin to Win just got served some.
Yeah, some beautiful right clicks coming out from Kraft. You already see almost halfway to the Blizzard just shows how accurate Kraft has been with those right clicks so far.
For sure. DMAC comes through onto Trojan though, so this base do look good for Paul Allen's card, but as soon as I say that, pick comes through onto the Lucio of their side, and a great anti-nade. That hits 4 of them, and that will be more than enough to close this out. Really massive play there for Thunder.
Yeah,
there's Thunder and Thunder.
You got Thunder and Thunder, which is great. They're both just so close to Thunder, and we're going to be messing that up all day, but as Nick then comes through in the end and cleans everything up, has allowed Spin to Win to acquire that all-important barrage. You can keep your Pharah up through it. That is about as good a win as it gets. Spin to Win is also going to be coming up onto the Pulse Bomb from Thunder, the Mines from a fellow kid, and the Nano Boost from Thunder, so they have the tools absolutely to push onto this point and keep it for a while, especially as Paul Allen card has made a couple of swaps onto a Sombra and a Moira.
I mean, this is a wishful barrage, and it does actually get a pick. It's from so far away, I was convinced he wouldn't get anything, but this managed to take down KG, and Spin to Win with the Nano Boost onto the Wrecking Ball of all heroes will be enough, and they could stagger this baby D.Va for quite a while here.
Yeah, is the D.Va going to get back to her team? Yes, the Winston comes in with the bubble, so Paul Allen's card has swapped over to a 6-man rush composition. It is a very fast-paced composition, but it really depends on being able to get value in that first push when you use the initiation from the Lucio. And, oh no, McMahon has taken Jar Jar Dinks off the map, which Craft is going to use the Blizzard because you have to at this point, but man. Put it on the screen. Man, is that one meme? Love to see it. Spin to Win was able to handle the aggression from Paul Allen's card extremely well, and as I thought, Craft is going to swap over onto the Reaper after using that Blizzard. That is what you expect to see. Is able to get a lot more frontline pressure onto the members of Spin to Win when they do that first aggressive push.
Yeah, I'm really liking the 6-man comp from them. See if they can put it to good use, though, and immediately onto Thunder. Really nice job there from Paul Allen to find a target, immediately take him down, and the barrage, it manages to find 2. The Diva defense matrix started to use stuff, so it wasn't able to eat too much of it, and the Diva Bomb, I believe this is its positioning here. So we're to see McMahon managing to find a 4K in this fight. This would be Spin to Win taking Shide. It was a pretty dominant fashion, only giving up 24% to Paul Allen.
Yeah, like I said, Paul Allen's card, their composition is extremely powerful when that first little initiation, when they use the speed boost and the monkey jump to try and get in and get picks. They did get a pick onto Thunder, but they weren't able to sustain that for long enough to get that to the rest of Paul Allen cards. Get that for the rest of Spin to Win's composition, because they're able to play so individually and just sort of surround the core of the Paul Allen card composition. Now, as we move on to Sanctum, we are going to be seeing Paul Allen's card come out with a very slow double shield comp, while Spin to Win is going to be trying out the Brawl.
Yeah, so 2 very different compositions from both sides. Paul Allen's card will come out on this double shield like you mentioned. I'm gonna go to the left side, but it's Junkrat Brawl. It's not something you see every day. TP into the back. I mean, not even into the back, just directly onto the front line. That is a very aggressive TP. And look how much space they've been given. They kind of Paul Allen's card's cornered. They're going to look to capitalize on this. A fellow can nearly got pushed off the edge into that accretion. It's going to be the Junkrat who finds the opening pick there. That's a very weird spot for a trap to be in. But it does.
Yeah, but it catches Nadia.
Yeah,
so.
It catches Nadia.
Works beautifully, honestly.
Yeah, so this will be Spin to Win. Gain the first capture here. It was a pretty smart fight for them.
It was a very smart fight, and McMahon, this guy on our screen right now, gets the first pick onto Jar Jar Dinks, and as Equinox goes up to try and res it, Nadia gets caught in the trap and gets taken out as well. So we see that Junkrat just getting so much value to start out this point. Beautiful stuff from them to start out, as now Paul Allen's card is going to try and push back in.
Yeah, for sure. McMahon coming from behind here. Does a lot of damage. Boom, really puts that to that tire. The Earth Shatter, though, drops down, hits 3 players here, and that will be the only ultimate needed in this fight. Absolute domination there. Really great shadow there from a fellow kid.
Yeah, and Spin to Win are playing this matchup perfectly. They know Paul Allen's card, the longer that they're just allowed to exist and chunk down damage with the Torbjorn, with the Ashe, with the Sigma, the more value they're going to get. So they're playing super aggressive and just playing to run through the shield, run over the front line of Paul Allen's card. So far, it's working perfectly.
Yeah, Fox is going to come through, though. It's a decent amount of players here, but it's going to be Craft who's the first one to drop. And this is still looking like it's going to be in favor of Spin to Win, even though the Flux is pretty good from Nadia.
Yeah, the Flux was pretty good, but they don't get anything out of it. So Paul Allen's card now with 78% counter for Spin to Win. This is their last real chance to take the point before they go down on this first map. And McMahon has gotten 4
that
and 5
is
ultimates
absurd.
on the side of Paul Allen's card, but none of it matters. McMahon has completely nullified all of it.
This is insanity here. And I don't think anybody's going to even be able to get close to touching this objective. Absolute domination here on the opening map from Spin to Win.
And McMahon comes up so big for Spin to win on that Sanctum map. The Junkrat was such a constant problem. They just couldn't deal with the constant spam of those grenades. And Mick, man, I'm sure this is going to be that 4K on the end here. Look at this angle that he has. No one from Paul Allen's card is even expecting it. Beautiful play from Mick, man. You just got to... Gets hits you where you're not expecting it. You got to check your angles. To bring a bit of a Valorant phrase back from it, you never know where that Junkrat's going to be hiding.
Yeah, you got to check your corners. And the Paul Allen's card clearly did not. And they get punished for it there. But yeah, that was this Junkrat pick. It's not something you see really that often. And it worked to perfection there. The TPs were really nice at their very opening fight to really put them in a good position. And then on top of that, in the mid fights, and then those kind of fights that came after that initial one, the Junkrat was just getting so much value here, finding some really cheeky angles to work from.
Yeah, and don't forget about the Symmetra as well, the other DPS in that Spin to win comp. When playing into the double shield, Symmetra is in such a good position if she can get into a point where she can be close enough to those shields, because as a reminder, not only does Symmetra charge up her beam on shields, it also refills her ammo. So she can just keep going pretty much forever as long as she has shields to refill off of. Was able to... The front line pressure onto Paul Allen's card there with that comp was so immense. They couldn't do anything about it. They just couldn't. They were in a losing battle from the very beginning. And honestly, at some point, it just comes down to, when does Paul Allen card say, this is not working, we have to swap to something else?
Yeah, for sure there. As that was really nicely done there from Spin to win, like we mentioned. And now, Paul Allen's card, though, will get a chance to rebound here on our hybrid. Their three options are King's Row, Eichenwald, and Nambani here, and I'm not sure what they want to go with here, but it doesn't matter what I think, because they will pick King's Row, it appears.
They are picking King's Row, which tells me that they probably want to try and play into a Brawl Mirror against Spin to win. We haven't really seen the Brawl Mirror come out, so I can't say how it was going, but I will say Spin to win's Brawl seemed very solid on the Sanctum there, so I think after seeing that, Paul Allen's guard has got to be pretty confident in their Brawl thing. Yeah, you know what? We could take that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Spin to win looked very, very practiced on this Brawl comp, and I wonder if Paul Allen's card feels really good in it. I wonder if they're going to try to go for these kind of cowboy May comps, or if we'll see them go for the Symmetra. Those are kind of the two main Brawl compositions. And you have some variations with this poke Brawl thing where you have the Sigma and the Hanzo. And then you even have ones with the Reaper. And then like we saw the last map with the Junkrat. So there's a lot of variations they could go with. But I definitely expect to see either the Cowboy or the Symmetra comps.
Yeah, it all comes down to whether you want to have that up-close damage with the Symmetra, or whether you want to have that sort of mid-range pressure coming out from the Cowboy. We haven't seen much of it so far in this matchup, but if there's any place to see it, King's Row would be where you see it. We see Brad on the side of Paul Allen's card lock it up early. However, Spin to win are currently coming out with something a little bit different. They have time to change, so I'm not going to talk about them right now. Let's talk about Paul Allen's card here, who have Nadia on the Wrecking Ball. It seems like 5-man res are a little bit affirmed with what Paul Allen's card is running here. See, an expert team is running it too.
They scrim 4K, trust me. Yeah, they will run the Cowboy, though, with this Brawl comp as well. On the attack, though, it's going to be Orion Monkey?
Yeah, I was kind of iffy about it. Yeah, okay, so Trojan swaps back on the Diva, and now we get something a lot more traditional. And KG Ghost, what a charge.
I'm literally pogging right now. That was a inspirational play from KG. But it's like, you look like Bumper out here.
It did look a little bit like a classic bumper play may have been the inspiration from that, and KG with a massive advantage on ult charge over a fellow kid, 70% to about 30.
Yeah, that is quite absurd. You're to start to wrap around the statue here, trying to push the aggression here. The Shatter doesn't really get what it wants from KG Ghost. He built that up at kind of record speed, but the aggression from Spin to Win is just too much immediately in Paul Alucard's face, and they will close out this fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nadia gets frozen up and picked off first on that Wrecking Ball. If you're gonna play the Wrecking Ball over someone like D.Va, you're sacrificing that defense matrix, so you better be getting value off of those roll-throughs and those pile drivers. It did not happen, and Nadia's not going to swap back over to a D.Va as a result, as KG goes with another pin, is just schooling a fellow kid right now.
I mean, this man's is going for some absurd plays here on this Reinhardt. This is actually insanity. Blizzard comes through though, and KG is in not the best of positions. Bomb comes through the back, and Mortality Field's able to keep people up for just a moment here. But as soon as that fades, McMahon will take advantage of that. Picks up 2, looking for a 3K there, but Big Brain Brad will deny that. So this will be Spin to Win, continuing this card progression.
Spin to Win were able to win out that fight without using very many ultimates. The Blizzard and the Bomb seem to be all that they needed, which means the other 4 ultimates are coming up online in this next matchup, including both support ultimates. That beat is going to be huge because Kraft has the Blizzard on the other side. But Thunder taking out early. Kraft once again a magician with these May right clicks.
Yeah, he is definitely serving it up there into Spin to Win, and Paul Allen's card will manage to kind of regain control of the cart. But still really good so far from Spin to Win. They have 4 minutes to still work the second point.
Yeah, but this is tough for Spin to Win now. This is one of the best spots for King's Row just because there's such a long walk from the defensive spawn. As Spin to Win, they do still have both support ultimates and the Shatter. However, Paul Allen's card could potentially have all 6 ultimates coming up in this fight if it's elongated. Everyone at 70% or above. So they're in position to hold this for a while, as long as a fellow kid doesn't get past KG Ghost.
Yeah, it's going to be Soundberry here to try to sustain through this Blizzard. And you talked about getting past him. He sure does, but the follow-up is not available. Soundberry now for Paul Allen's card. What is that bid from a fellow kid? He goes in a bit too deep there, and it's going to cost them. As Equinox finds 3, the Lucio getting the work done there. And a lot of ults exchange. Paulad's card only needing 3 to win out that fight.
Yeah, and Spin to Win used just about everything. They thought they had it for sure, as now they have the Blizzard as a caveat, but that's about all they have coming into this fight. Paul Allen's card will have 3, and KG goes from behind. Are you kidding me?
Dude, someone check his PC. This man is going absolutely wild.
Did he drop down from the high ground on King's Row from behind? Did he just do that?
Yes, and it's, I mean, the kill feed says it was all Big Brain Bread, right? The 5K, but like, yeah, it was set up by KG Ghost. That is.
I really hope we get to see that from KG Ghost's perspective at some point, because that was insane.
Okay, the TP got from high ground. Spinowin's going to try to work into this. They do get a Bay wall off onto KG Ghost. The Blizzard's in a pretty good spot. D.Va Bomb's not quite where it wanted to be, ends up landing on that ledge. So KG does get removed. Card's going to start to move back forward. The remaining players with Paul Allen's card will reconvene onto this card, and the Blizzard's really good. It allows Kraft to manage to get a D-Mag, then the kill onto Thunder. So this is definitely still winnable for Paul Allen's card as Kraft. He finds 3 kills in this fight, and they do close this out. Make that a 4K for him, as this is Paul Allen's card holding on. And what was the fight that they started? Down to Reinhardt.
Yes, Paul Allen's card holding strong. Like I said, they were in such a strong position to start off this second point, and what was a 4-minute plus time bank for Spin to Win has now been whittled down to just over a minute, and they still don't have many ults to work with. It's just the bomb from Trojan, and at this level, it usually won't get very much by itself. It'll buy Spin to Win a little bit of space, but now they have to play into the Amp Matrix.
Yeah, they do manage to get a trade as that's a Fire Strike came through the Ant Matrix to get the kill. Reinhardt's will counterfeit each other, so they'll end up on the ground. Shatter is online here for KG Goose. Whenever he sees fit to use it, and he may not even need to commit in this fight as he's just swinging away, and the players are falling with him. 45 seconds left on the clock for Spin to win, and Paul Allen's card looks so much better here on this brawl.
Yeah, this brawl mirror has favored them so well. It seems to be what they have been wanting to play this entire time. 4 ultimates on the board for them as well.
He tried to go for it again.
He did. He tried again, but he somehow manages to get away with his life, which is almost more impressive.
Yeah, Tire coming through there from McMahon. The Immortality Field has already been used, so if he could see a spot to use it, this would be crazy. He's going through the second point spawn. And he manages to get down KG. That is a great pick there. Diva Bomb does get committed from Nadia to try to keep the mech, but won't be able to do so. And so, Spin to Win will finally recapture this card and are in a position to capture up second point. But if a big individual play can come through from Paul Allen's card, this is still winnable for him.
Yeah, the Blazer from Kraft goes down, but he goes down himself in the process, and Spin to Win will manage to take second point, but with just 90 seconds on the clock, Paul Allen's card cannot be upset with the defense they put forward on that third point. However, Spin to Win, they're pushing forward now. They have the momentum, and they finally have the ultimates on their side. Shatter, Diva Bomb, Ant Matrix, Beat, all of those things will be online coming up into this next fight. Paul Allen's card, they have the Shatter of their own. KG Ghost has not been shy with those. They also have the Ant Matrix from Jar Jar Dinks, and the High Noon from Big Brain Bad will be coming up soon.
Yeah, Bob comes through into the back line, doesn't get quite what it wants, but it does open up them for the Shatter, which does get quite a good value. But KG goes the Shatter of his own, drops 4 onto the ground, allows them to come in with the 2 kills, and 2 kills here on this defense can be really crucial, but their team of Spin to Win is still continuing to fall. Respawns are starting to come back through. High Noon coming through from Big Brain Brad. If he can catch anybody out, and he does get Outlaw. So Paul Allen's card will hold on to this point. 20 seconds left.
Yes, and Thunder on the emergency Torbjorn, I guess. I'm not totally sure what the point of the Torbjorn is at this rate. I guess if you get a lucky headshot on someone with projectiles, that'd be cool.
Yeah, fire from McMahon, though. There's the sound barrier. So even though he does hit the player, the explosion actually moves him off the edge. That's absurd. All right, Big Brain Brad does go down here as the Riot's going at it. Apollo has the Shatter. He's looking to drop it. Only hits the Diva. KG is close to a Shatter of his own, but he's gonna fall. So will the rest of the team. Boot comes off the edge from Equinox, who does manage to go in, so there's only 3 players on the point currently for Spin to Win. Both DPS available for Paul Allen's card, and they're getting it done. The 1v1 on the card may have just secured this. McMahon the 1v2 from the Junkrat to win out this point, and Spin to Win do manage to get the capture.
I have to say, as things were looking bleak there, on that second point defense for Paul Allen's card, McMahon swaps to Junkrat, and that swap started turning the momentum in favor of Spin to Win. Just like on Nepal, that frontline pressure that the Junkrat is able to apply on KG Ghost starts punishing him for pushing up too aggressively too fast, and that allows Spin to Win a little bit more breathing room. And once they have the breathing room, they are able to capitalize on it. So Spin to Win, it is done in overtime, but after some explosive plays from Paul Allen's card, they do manage to take the first, all 3 objectives. McMahon is now just going to stick on that Junkrat, say if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had so much fun watching KG Ghost Reinhardt here. I mean, this has been one of the more entertaining Reinhardt matchups to watch. You have a fellow kid who's kind of playing more of your traditional Reinhardt style, playing more to the pace that KG wants him to play. And KG is just like, you know what if I pinned it to your backline? That'd be pretty funny.
It was pretty funny, to be fair.
This is true. He has succeeded.
However, on this time around, Paul Allen's card is going to be playing very traditional KG Ghost, is going to have a little bit more trouble getting into those creative positions. Just going to have to just play super aggressive, which I'm sure he's not complaining about.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to have to regroup for seconds. They do end up getting the DMAC, which provides a big opportunity for the DPS to get an opening. And you see it right there. Great kill there from Big Brain Brad. And they will try to capitalize on this opening pick here. Waiting for the kind of re-aggression from Spin to win, and it comes in, and they do manage to catch KG, but that's all they're going to catch.
Yeah, we saw that initial push coming out from Paul Allen's card. They were so aggressive that Spin to win kind of backed up. They ceded them the space. Kraft never used the Maywall, really, but that's the threat of it. The threat of getting split apart forced Spin to win backwards, and it allowed Paul Allen's card to take space and sort of surround the core of Spin to win. McMahon needs room to work if you're a Junkrat player. And Paul Allen's card did a great job of denying him that. And because they push up so far, the cart now gets past that crucial choke point.
Yeah, hiding though, with the speed boost from Thunder, gives them a lot of space. You see the window come through from both sides, so a lot of damage is available. And the fire strike from a fellow kid. And then the counter fire strike from KG Ghost drops the shatter as well. Hits two, pin comes through. This is insanity for both Reinhardt players here in this fight, but I believe KG Ghost will come out on top, and Paul Allen's card will manage to regain control of this card. Or maintain control of this card, I guess.
Yeah, Paul Allen's card are playing at a breakneck pace right now. So good. This is why I love to watch BrawlCons. It's just so fast-paced. And Paul Allen's card now pushing in towards the end of this point B comp. However, McMahon has that Riptire that has been so effective so far in this matchup. A fellow kid has the Shatter and Outlaw with the beat.
Tire's gonna come through to start this off. High dude from Big Brain Brad managed to take down Thunder, and the Shatter is pretty decent, and then the Tire does manage to take down Equinox and the Immortality Field. Some barrier though from Outlaw in this fight for Spin to win to try to sustain into this, and I believe they will do so. So they will hold in a very similar situation to where Paul Allen's card held, and like the same time bank as well.
We saw at the end there, Trojan in the back got sort of sectioned out. He had two people on him trying to finish him off as he used the Diva Bomb to try and get back into the mech. They could not successfully burn down the baby Diva before she could get back into her mech. That was huge because there were two people that were away from the main fight and they got nothing out of it. Oh, and what an angle from McMahon. Big Brain Brad has gone down instantly, and that is a majority of Paul Allen card's damage. They're going to try and push in on this anyways, maybe try and use a couple of ultimates to get something done, but without Big Brain Brad, it's going to be tough to get much done.
That's a good Blizzard.
It is good Blizzard.
Oh, and the Shatter as well from KG Ghost, so even though they start down one, they use their ultimates to great effect, like you mentioned. That's what they were going to have to do to win that fight, and they do so successfully. So they take the 5v6 of some really nice Blizzard. We'll close it out.
Yeah, it was a lot more expensive than I think Paul Allen card wanted it to be. Better get back on that point. Yes, there you go. There you go, Kraft. Good job. As now Paul Allen's card has pushed through that scary end point of point B, and now have 4 minutes to try and finish this off.
Yeah, Riptire from McMahon to start off this fight. I mean, look where Paul Allen's card went. They just like held the S key.
They're respecting the Riptire a lot.
Yeah, rightfully so. It's gotten a lot of value throughout this series. Walking forward though, High Noon's gonna come through Diva Bomb. Oh, it slightly misses. That's the second time we've seen a bomb kind of land on a ledge. Or if it missed it, it would have gotten a lot more value. Evac does come through though on the Trojan, so good start here. High Noon. Ooh, it does manage to catch out Thunder there on the side. They will not be able to bring the Thunder today, as they will continue to walk forward there to Spin to win, and this will be Paul Allen's card nearing the end of the map. And if they cap with over 1 minute, the worst they could do then would be a draw.
Yeah, that would be ideal for Paul Allen's card to try and push through here.
I mean,
and the Shatter and the Spawn and the Blizzard as well. The backline of Spin to win has been frozen up and taken down.
No!
This is looking so good. Even as Kraft gets squashed, the picks are going so much in their favor that it doesn't matter. And a nearly 3-minute time bank for Paul Allen's card to take one tick on point A and tie up this series.
Yeah, insanity there. Paul Allen's card, after getting kind of dominated in the opening map, take us to King's Row. We thought Spin to Win's Brawl looks really good in that first map. And Paul Allen's card say, you think their Brawl looks good? And then they smoke them on the attack. 2-minute 50 time bank.
Yeah, the Brawl just looked so good for Paul Allen's card. They wanted the Brawl matchup. They got it, and they are taking advantage of it so much right now. Paul Allen's card are looking like a team to fear when they pick King's Row. Spin to Win are going to be trying to respect it as much as they can, going with a double shield comp now, just trying to be as sturdy as humanly possible. However, you don't have that peel ability of the Diva at this point, so Thunder and Outlaw are going to have to sort of be looking out for each other here, peeling for each other.
Whew. Alright, deep breath. Coming into this attack, it looks like it's just going to be a traditional bro. Yeah, Big Brain Brad will swap off onto the Cowboy versus, like you said, this kind of Ryan Sigma comp. Walking now.
Yes.
Trying to play around the statue Paul on card 1 too, but Spin to Win are just playing super far back on this point. And they're just biding their time, waiting for the engage to come through, and an attempt to wrap around. It's a good Maywall. Are they able to get any picks? They will get it a D-Mech. They're probably hoping for a bit more than that, though.
It was a beautiful wall from McBan, and it instantly puts Spin to Win at a huge disadvantage as we move forward into the second sort of fight here. Nadia just has to desperately try and get as many shots as they can to get the point, and McMahon will finish off what he started. Nadia goes down. No Diva on the side of Paul Allen.
Yeah, they have taken some really nice positioning. Never mind. Gets dropped. They've taken this positioning, but like they're down 2 at this point. They can probably hold on to this spot,
yeah.
but
And yeah, why do you do this, Paul Allen? Yeah, Spin to Win has now correctly realized that there are 2 members of Paul Allen's card that are just completely stranded at the front here, and we can just keep on trying to stagger them out.
Yeah, so it's does force Paul Allen's card to try to drop onto the point there, but it does result in their death. Right, Kraft, though, does come from the 2K in this fight. Blizzard has to be committed from Nickmatch, gets lobbed in there with the Gravitic Flux, kind of locking them in place. And so Spin to Win is holding on, but due to that huge 2K from Kraft, they will not have their full team.
They don't, and now Paul Allen's card knows it. They go, let's not do these super fancy rotations. Let's just do this the old-fashioned way, right in your face, and the Blizzard from Kraft is effective. 2 members of Spin to Win are down. A fellow kid goes down with the Shatter, and KG Ghost takes advantage. Paul Allen's card take what they deserve. A King's Row victory to tie up the series.
Absolute domination there from Paul Allen's card.
I don't know if I'd call it domination.
Oh, okay,
Spin to Win definitely had... Oh, wait, is this a KG Ghost? Okay. Yes, I so wanted to see this. Oh, it's so good. It's so amazing from KG Ghost. No one wanted it. Not even he can believe it worked.
Oh my days. I mean, just a quick note there. A fellow kid tried to pin into KG Ghost there, and so he has his back turned to the high dude. And if he could just hold his shield in front of the high dude, they may lose 1 to a pin, but they're not going to lose 4 like they did there. So, I mean, a bit of a misplay there from a fellow kid, but, I mean, he's kind of forced to do that because KG Ghost probably just kills them all anyways.
It's such a bad situation.
That's one of the best plays I've ever seen. That's absurd.
Such an you never see something like that from the the Reinhardt from the top ropes shatter is stuff that it's not an unknown.
You dream about. You think
it's not
about
an unknown play, but from there on King's Row, that's insane.
Yeah, that's one of the plays you like. I'm gonna land that one day, and then you go for it and you hit like 1 person and die, but not this time. But yeah, it's super nicely done there from.
Looks like we will be moving right into our third map of Junkertown. Keep it coming. I'm ready to keep going here. As now, this was of course Spin to Win's map pick as the losers of that last map, and this sends a very clear message here. They want to try and slow things down. Let's take a minute. Let's breathe. Let's get some double shield, double sniper comps in. Make KG Ghost play something that's a little bit more passive.
Yeah, definitely. I'm wondering if we're gonna see some Widow, because I'm a big fan of Widow, right? And so it would definitely be fun to see some players go at it. These high elo players just have some crazy mechanics at time, so it could definitely be really fun to watch them go at in these Widow head-to-heads. Not sure if we'll see it though, but Junkertown kind of is the Widow map, and so
yeah,
if we're gonna see it, this is where it would be.
It is like the Widow map, especially on point A. There's just such long sight lines that allow Widowmaker to just get as much value as possible out of her kit. Ashe and Hanzo are very good on this map for the same reasons.
Yeah, for sure. But like you said, probably going to see a lot of double shield. Wrecking Ball is another comp, and then I don't understand how this became meta, but we've seen a ton of like Symmetra Brawl, just like out of nowhere on kind of Junkertown.
Yeah.
So I doubt we would see that get played, but who knows?
As we are going to be taking a quick break, actually, to catch our breaths after that Kings Row map. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion to the series will be coming up after this.
Standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts. Standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free. Running through the last of my thoughts. Standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts. Standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free. I'm freer than I've ever been before. Yeah, baby, I'm free. I'm freer than I've ever been before. Alright, 'cause I'm free. I'm
Welcome back, everybody, to Get Good North America Season 8. I'm Jerry, joined here by Dividing. And after what was a wild Kings row, we're getting ready to hop into the map known for its craziness. It's Junkertown.
Yep, Spin to Win chose this map after losing on a Kings row. Once again, as I said before the break, this tells me that Spin to Win wants to slow things down a little bit. Let's play some more stable comps, some more stoic comps, double shield, double sniper kind of stuff. Once again, Shades of Nepal member from Spin to Win has disconnected, so we're probably gonna go back to lobby here eventually.
Tragic.
Doesn't come through.
It was It was the same player too, by the way.
Yeah, it was the same player disconnected, but a fellow kid is back in the game to play Orisa for the Spin to Win team if things hold. Maybe would have wished that he had just stayed offline. As a Spin to Win, I'm not sure if they're gonna stick with it, but Paul Allen's card, they've gone with a double shield comp with Hanzo and Soldier 76 over someone like a Widowmaker or an Ashe. Soldier is in Soldier is in one of his best states in all of Overwatch's history. Has gotten damage buffs, and his ultimate is a lot more effective since it doesn't have fall off damage anymore. But for something like this, I don't know if that consistent damage from the Soldier is worth that one-shot potential from the Hanzo or the Widowmaker that Spin to Win's running.
Yeah, very similar comps, just really that one hit scan difference that could make the whole entire different outcome in this map. But it's going to start with a pick coming through from McMahon, managing to use the Sonic Arrow to remove Equinox. Now, the space being given over from Paul Allen's card to Spin to Win, as Paul Allen's card just waiting for their team to reset.
Yes, Paul Allen has to back up here. A beautiful start from Spin to Win. So much pressure coming out from the front line, and KG goes the second. He tries to peek out from around the corner, gets taken down, and this is what Spin to Win wanted. They wanted to force KG Ghost to slow down a little bit, and it has worked beautifully right now as Big Brain Brad's going to swap over to the Ashe to try and contest Thunder and the long-range DPS, but this has been going well for Spin to Win so far.
Yeah, it's a nice kill. Nice shot there from Kraft. Nearly gets taken down here by but will not do so. So look where Paul Allen's card wants to try to hold on to this high ground with the best of their abilities, as we see a swap from Burning Brad onto the Ashe off of the Soldier that we saw him on earlier. Good ult though, as nothing really comes off of it though, as both these teams playing very passive, very scared of what could happen if they over-peak, but the cart will continue to move forward. Now the puck took through from Trojan, as the Immortality Field was already used earlier, so that sets up an opportunity for Trojan to eat them alive. Beautifully done there from the Sigma of Spin to Win, and this will be a very easy fight win, I guess you could say, for Spin to Win, as they will capture second point in incredibly quick time.
Beautiful job from Spin to Win to keep to put so much pressure on Equinox, force the Immortality Field early. That opens the door for Trojan to take the Gravitic Flux that's cracked that fight wide open for Spin to Win. Almost 6 minutes on the clock when they captured point C. I don't know if I've seen such a big time bank on Junkertown before.
Yeah, it's such a great job from them as the Dragon. Oh my! From McMahon, managed to take down 2. Transcendence keeps the Spin to Win alive through whatever pressure was gonna arise. But this has been dominant so far from Spin to Win.
It has been dominant, but a lot of ultimates used from Spin to Win there with not much point movement there. And Spin to Win are having trouble staying on the point consistently, as we saw Outlaw jump off for a moment there. Now it's moving, but as you can see, now Thunder is back there just trying to make sure that we get some point movement going around. A dominant point win, but we're just rounding that first corner.
Flux will come in to start this off from Nadia, and it gets some good damage there and results in McMahon falling. Transcendence was used for Thunder already, which means when this Flux comes through, it won't have much to stop it, but he didn't even need the Flux. Everybody has already died. So by the time he tries to use it, there's nobody around. The DPS are still around, however, putting in a lot of damage here from this side.
Yes, Kraft, however, up top has done work taking down McMahon. A fellow kid will trade out Kraft, though. The spawn advantage in favor of Paul Allen's card, so if they're going to continue trading, it is going to be in the favor of Spin to Win. However, the Immortality field is down from Equinox, and with that no longer needed, Thunda in the back takes down KG Goes, then now here come the picks for Spin to Win.
Yeah, Spin to Win definitely putting their foot on the gas.
That is an insane time bank.
350!
That's insane.
On Junkertown from Spin to Win.
It is about as good as it gets on Junkertown. You would be hard pressed to find an attack on Junkertown that is better than that. Such a defensively favored map. It is not super often that we don't see this map completed at all. So to do it with that much time on the time bank is such a testament to how much Spin to Win dominated that double shield mirror matchup.
Just to clarify, the record that I can find for Overwatch League is 347.
New record.
And this was it may have been broken somewhat recently, but yeah, that is.
So, question is, what does Paul Allen's card bring out here to try and counter that? I mean, it's going to be very difficult to match that attack from Spin to Win, but if they can get a point completion, a map completion, that would be and force out extra rounds with a decent amount of time in the time bank, that would be ideal. They have to do that in order to get themselves even a fighting chance in this map at this point. We're going to be seeing pretty much, we're going to be seeing exactly mirror compositions coming out from Paul Allen's card, so they're not going to be changing things up very much. They're going to continue to trust this double shield comp and hope that they can come out on top this time.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to match the Widow, though, Spin to Win on the defense. So we saw them run it on the attack to good success. And now you'll see, again on the defense this time, Big Brain Brad will have one. Well, looking for some shuffle. I mean, look where Big Brain Brad is. He just is up in Thunder's face. It takes him down. McMahon does get the trade, though, so a bit of shenanigans going on the side of the map. But back onto the main objective here. We see Nadia managing to take down Trojan, so definitely winnable for Paul Allen's card. And, well, with that elimination there onto the arrest, losing your main tank and spell doomed to some of these engages.
Yeah, so in fairness to Paul Allen's card, they were able to, they're at least assuming the Spin to Win don't go for a recontest here, which actually they are going to do it. Trojan has come out on the side of Spin to Win to try and contest this card, so let's see if they can try and hold this.
See what they're able to do, and I mean, they've already found two. I believe they will be able to pull this off, because now there's only 3 players alive for Spin to Win.
Nice accretion from Trojan there.
Yeah, very nice accretion there to take down Nadia. So really nicely done there from Spin to Win to re-engage on this point.
Spin to Win. They hold on, which means already they basically guaranteed a bigger time bank than Paul Allen's card, even if they play perfectly from this point on. Big Brain Brad has swapped back over to the Soldier 76. I know McMahon swapped to the Tracer to get back to point faster after dying, but I'm still not sure how I feel about this. It's good against the shields, but not much else in this case, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. Big Brain Brad just going to take down McMahon, and we're going to see if he can get thrown in there. Transcendence is available, so nobody will die due to that. Transcendence actually comes through from Jar Jar Dinks as well. Still love that name, by the way. Nadia managing to take down Trojan will be a good start, and the Bongo is available as well, so so much damage being pumped down from Paul Allen's card, but they have lost 2 players in the midst of it. Flux coming through from Nadia. It's going to throw them all up in the air, and there's nothing to really keep them alive. So with that final ultimate, Paul Allen's card will manage to capture up the first point.
They definitely should. Trojan, I think, thought about contesting, but no, is going to back out. So, first point captured on the side of Paul Allen's card. So, a bit slower than Spin to Win was to this point, obviously, but still a respectable time bank. Almost 4 minutes still to try and push through the streets phase of Junkertown. And Spin to Win is now swapped onto a Soldier 76 of their own. So we're back onto Mirrors. Actually, Kraft is going to now swap back onto the Hanzo, which I like because if you can get some good headshots here, you can get so much value onto DPS that can't really contest you very well.
Yeah, for sure. Flux is online here for Trojan, and he has the high ground position. He will commit it, and you can see, oh, the Immortality Fuel is used right before the Flux, which means it gets broken by the time they get slammed onto the floor. So Trojan with a big Gravitic Flux to win out that fight for Spin to Win.
Yes, beautiful Gravitic Flux from Trojan to turn the fight around. Spin to Win now restabilize here on Streets phase. McMahon is going to have the Pulse Bomb to try and potentially use on people as they rush through. He is trying to get himself into position. I see him over on the side, on the right side of the point. We'll see if he can get any value out of that as Paul Allen's card pushes in.
Yeah, Window comes through onto the high ground. It's a lot of damage onto the opposing high ground here. Nurgles and Jar Jar Dinks dropping. Looking to see if they can find anything else. As soon as this window fades, you can see Spin to Win will start to kind of show themselves a bit more. Now we see the Visor from Thunder, and it gets so much value there. Brings a lot of players low and includes one final blow. This will be Spin to Win holding onto the cart. 2 minutes in the time bank. Paul Allen's card can now, like, they can't even get close to what Spin to Win's time bank was.
Yeah, it's going to, yeah, even if they finish, it's going to be significantly lower than what Spin to Win had. But at this point, it's just about finishing for Paul Allen's card. Even just finishing would be a success for them. And they have ultimates. They have 4 coming online in this fight. But McMahon in the back has taken down Big Brain Brad. And without the consistent damage of that Soldier 76, unless we get some pop-offs from Kraft, it's going to be very difficult for them to push in here.
Yeah, for sure. And you'll see them fully reset. Look how many ultimates Paul Allen's card have built up to, but like equally, Spin to Win have many of their own. And Thunder! I mean, Thunder takes out Jar Jar Dinks to open this up, and then the Gravitic Flux comes forward on the back. This time, the Immortality Field is there to help them sustain a build on, but they're still falling so weak. And Trojan is decimating their lineup. Spin to Win are looking sublime here in these double shield mirrors.
A silver lining for Paul Allen's card, they have not used ultimates in a while because they haven't been in a position where they can effectively use ultimates for a while. But in this last fight, they will have everything except for the tactical visor available. But McMahon in the back, the pulse bomb, the tracer from Spin to Win is completely popping off. It cancels Nadia's Gravitic Flux as he tried to use it, and 30 seconds left. Paul Allen's card, they still have the ultimate advantage, but that has to be a blow to the confidence there.
That is absurd there from McMahon. 15 seconds left on the clock. Paul Allen's card will need to try something. Look how many ults they still have. They've only used the Flux in the last, like, what, 2 minutes? They have not been in a position to really get any value out of their ultimates. Dragon comes through, try to force them off the high ground, but Red Sentence is there, keeping everybody alive. Bongo from both sides, Window as well, so much damage being pumped through. And then they do have this attack visor. Biden the first kill, looking for a second. Nobody's going to peek themselves out. And the Transcendence was used from Jar Jar Dinks, so they used every ultimate here. And I believe they will be able to win this fight, but like I said, it took them 5 ults.
Yeah, Paul Allen's card used everything that they had been saving up for the past 5 minutes, and they do manage to get a point B capture from it, but it is currently in overtime, which means it's just 1:30 on the clock for Paul Allen's card. There's almost no way for them to complete the map with time at this point. Of course, this isn't hybrid anymore, so even if they complete with no time, they will get a chance to attack again in extra rounds, but they've got to push it through first, though. Paul Allen's card, with the time bank they have, they don't really have room for error.
Yeah, for sure. As Kraft, though, big opening onto Thunder. So that's a really nice start here into this fight. McMahon is trying to look for some form of pick, and just gets forced away The other Thunder manages to take down Big Brain Brad, so that's a nice start there. And, well, looking for a pulse bomb, it appeared from Big Fan. It's traded from Jar Jar Dink. So a lot of trades going back and forth here. There really anybody in the driver's seat of this fight.
I gotta say, shout out to Kraft there. A very quick Dragon Strike build up there with his second one in as many fights. And with Kraft being able to take out Outlaw with the Amplification Matrix up, Spin to Win all of a sudden, they need to back up a little bit. They need to regroup. They have the ultimates to push back into this, but they need to make sure that all 6 of their members are available. Nickman in the back has the Pulse Bomb ready, is looking for a target, pushes in, gets the stick, and the Amplification Matrix comes out just in time. The Immortality Field, sorry, as well as the Transcendence. So many resources forced out to Spin to Win there.
Yeah, but yeah, Spin to Win forced out so many resources for Paul Allen's card, which means when Spin to Win are able to come in with their own ultimates, there's nothing to really stop them here, and you can see that coming into effect. Spin to Win will be taking map number 3 and going up 2-1 in the series. Match point now, as, I mean, it was a decent attack for Paul Allen's card in a normal map of Junkertown, but with how good Spin to Win's attack was, I guess you could say it was a pretty dominant map.
It was quite dominant from Spin to Win, and I have to give it to this man, Nickman. At the end there, that Pulse Bomb stick on the Baptiste was so perfect. It forced out both the Immortality Field and the Transcendence from the support of Paul Allen's card to try and stay alive. And even though they were able to get some value out of those ultimates by pushing forward after they had used those resources, they were kind of out of gas, and Spin to Win were able to push back in and bring themselves to match point.
Yeah, for sure. Spin to Win. So earlier I said that was their fastest time making Overwatch League history. I lied. Do that sometimes. It would have been the 4th fastest. It would have been tied for 4th fastest. With Chengdu and Shanghai for Shanghai from this season. Yeah, but really quite an absurd attack no matter which way you look at it there. And I'm really excited to see if they could continue this momentum forward into the next map, which would be our 2CP map. This would be Paul Allen's card pick, and I wonder if Spin to Win are able to pull the same kind of dominance they would.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be thinking about King's Row there for Paul Allen's card. How do you force a Brawl Mirror here? It is hard on assault maps. There are a lot of different things that you could make work on Volskaya, on Hanamura, and on Anubis. I would say Volskaya is probably the most favorable map to those kind of brawl mirrors. That's where you would want to try and get that. That's where you'd want to try and get all that going. However, Paul Allen's card has different ideas up their sleeves. They're going to be moving us to Hanamura, which also can work for Brawl. When it comes to the Brawl Mirror, though, I think Spin to Win on the defense has a lot more flexibility to play something that they're more comfortable with. And honestly, Paul Allen's card really saw that success on King's Row when they had a Brawl Mirror. We saw them play Brawl on Nepal, into other comps from Spin to Win, and they didn't end up winning out on those matches.
Yeah, definitely, as Hanamura is our map here. You're going to see a lot of Symmetra, I assume. It's kind of the name of the game here. This kind of Symmetra Brawl. There's a lot of different TP spots you can go for on the attack, and then the defense. It'd be so hard to break some of these chokeholds that the Symmetra is holding on to.
Oh, so difficult. It has gotten to the point where the Symmetra TP on Hanamura has basically become meta because it's just so good. What used to be a troll pick has now become almost, I mean, like I said, basically meta.
It used to be the pick you saw in ranked when your team was desperate.
Yeah.
For something, and now it's just the standard.
And I'm curious to see, because I mean, it seems like Paul Allen's card, they've got to go with a Brawl comp here, right? That's what they have gotten the most success with in this matchup. So I'm curious to see what Spin to Win is going to try and run to counter that. We are going to be seeing Paul Allen's card on the attack first in this matchup. So they're going to be looking to play extremely aggressive, I'm sure, comes down to what Spin to Win is going to want to try and do to counter that.
I definitely like to see Spin to Win try to go for maybe some double shield here on the defense, honestly. They looked really comfortable on it earlier, and so I would definitely not be opposed to them running this on their defense at least. But it's Paulon's card appears to be actually on the defense.
No, I'm pretty sure Paul Allen's card is on attack.
Paul Allen's card's on the attack. I'm losing it, man.
Yeah. Paul Allen's card is attacking here. We'll hopefully
Spin
get
to Win
that
is running the double
overlay.
shield,
We'll hopefully get that overlay fixed up in just a second. Spin to Win. Sorry, Paul Allen's card. I'm getting confused now. Paul Allen's card are going to be going with that Brawl comp that we know and love from them. Spin to Win, going with a double shield, a very slow matchup, trying to just burst them down with the Pharah, with the Torbjorn before they can close the distance.
See what they're able to do here. Symmetra TP, though, is in order, like I mentioned. TP comes through. Everybody's going to get a point successfully. Nobody gets picked off from the Pharah immediately, but is still very susceptible to this Pharah. As you can see, so much damage being pumped in there, and it results onto the kill of the Symmetra. And now you see the Pharah coming in from this coast area, doing so much damage, so much pressure. Already has a barrage? Okay.
Yeah, but can't get a ton of value out of it, though.
Yeah, and I mean, the Mercy I appeared to outlaw tried to go for a Resurrect and actually gets killed because of it. So it may have been some really nice Pharah play until the barrage came out. Then it looked a bit more dicey from them. Trying to push forward onto this Stigma, though, and it looks like they're going to use this successfully. Really nice May wall, and the kill comes through as well. And so this will be Paul Allen's card taking this opening objective. Even though they started down some, and McMahon built the barrage in like 30 seconds.
The aggressiveness from Paul Allen's card is so incredible. They're setting such a fast pace, even with the fast respawns on the side of Spin to Win. I'm not sure if they're expecting Paul Allen's card to be pushing in so fast.
Yeah, for sure. As they go immediately onto the point here from this left side TP, managing to find the opening, but this window creates an opportunity for Spin to Win to remain in this fight, and they will do so very well, holding on to this objective. And McMahon already has another barrage. I mean, this is absurd how fast he's building them.
Yeah, he's just able to chunk in so much splash damage with those far rockets, and yeah, Nadia is unfortunately unable to get through that teleporter to get back to his team. Paul Allen's card actually used a lot of ultimates there to try and snowball that point, and could not get it. So now in a bit of a weaker position, and Spin to Win is going to get set up here on this defense with, like you said, McMahon's barrage, as well as a fellow kid potentially powering that up with the bongo. Paul Allen's card is working with the Blizzard. They'll have the wall from Big Brain Brad, and KJ Ghost will probably have the Shatter pretty soon.
Yeah, we're seeing the barrage come through, and the David just flies directly into his face to take him down. Tries to go for kind of a longer range to try to avoid that, but just doesn't work out in his favor. And so the player advantage here is currently in favor of Spin to Win, but as soon as I say that, the Resurrect comes through. So Spin to Win, Spin to Win, excuse me, definitely still in this fight. Paul Allen's card, though, is going to look to try to win this out, but as soon as I say that, 3 kills immediately for the defense. So this will be continuing to hold on here, and they, this is brutal.
Yeah. Nadia is about to get staggered out again. It's gonna be so bad. Paul Allen's card is now making a couple of swaps. The Cowboy and the Hanzo coming out as so now Paul Allen's card are gonna be playing for Shield Break into this double shield comp that Spin to Win are currently playing. Hopefully they can play together for a little bit and get that done. Actually, McMahon, in response to this, is going to be going with the May. So now knows that Paul Allen's card is going to be looking to play together, potentially sectioning them off with those May walls. McMahon showed in King's Row that his May is definitely not a slouch.
Yeah, definitely came up with a bunch of big plays there. Flux though from Trojan. I imagine the Mortality build will be there, and it is. But I mean, the Molten Core, that is disgusting. Thunder comes up with a big 3K there to hold on to the point, and once again, okay, not able to quite stagger out the Diva this time, but still, very nice fight there from Spin to Win.
Yeah, Spin to Win has done a great job of just staggering out these kills and forcing this time bank to tick away for Paul Allen's card. They took the first point so quickly. They had almost 6 minutes on the clock when they took the first point. It's now down to 3. But this is a good opportunity for Paul Allen's card because Spin to Win doesn't really have any ultimates to work with. This means that if you can chunk down a fellow kid's shield, KG Ghost will be free for the shatter.
Yeah, for sure. Going on to the adventure, the man took the opening pick. The defense does. Trade comes through fairly quickly. As the shadow comes through, does get blocked up. The players are still following for the defense as Paul Allen's card is trying to stay in this, but they will not be able to do so for long. So this will be Spin to Win. Continue to chop at this timing. This was like almost 6 minutes coming into this. Now it's 2.
Yeah. Now it is down to 2, and KG Ghost's Shatter, unfortunately, doesn't get the value that he's looking for. So, Spin to Win continue to hold an incredible hold already for them, and it gets just even better the more seconds are strained from the clock from Paul Allen's card. Now, they have the beat and the Dragon Strike to potentially try and aggress into Spin to Win, but a fellow kid now has the Shatter, and Thunder with the Amplification Matrix. A well-placed Dragon Strike, though.
That's a great dragon!
A very well-placed dragon.
That is absolutely disgusting there from Kraft. Puts in the perfect spot. Out damages the, breaks the Immortality Field, then proceeds to get 3 with it. And the cap is coming through, and they will manage to get it with over a minute in the time bank.
What a play from Kraft.
It was a pretty good attack for Paul Allen's card. It could have been a lot better, especially with how their first point attack went, but they recovered nicely after some really good defensive holds from Spin to Win. They figured out what they needed to do to break and executed it perfectly.
Yeah, beautiful job from Paul Allen's card there, and especially Kraft. Yeah, that could not have been a better placed Dragon Strike from Kraft. Not only did it get the entirety of the upper platform that they were standing on, it also caught the stairway behind that platform. So if the members of Paul Allen's card, of Spin to Win, tried to back out, they got caught by it anyways. So Paul Allen's card, they managed to finish the map, which means it is up to Spin to Win to return the favor. It was a nice point B defense, but that means nothing if they can't capture both points themselves. They're currently showing a 6-man rush comp, but this kind of got outplayed a little bit on, I think they played it on Nepal, and it didn't work out super great for them. Someone played a 6-man rush comp. I'm not sure if it was Spin to Win or Paul Allen's card at the time.
Well, Spin to Win played essentially only Brawl on that first map. It was Paul Allen's card played a bit of 6-man, it didn't work too well.
Gotcha. So Paul Allen's card, though, are going to be going with just such a spammy Brawl comp here. Kraft on the Junkrat, potentially trying to get an early pick off here. Does not get anything. Actually does. Oh, man, finds Thunda. And that is just going to delay this first push by about 15 seconds or so while they wait for their Sombra to come back. What a morale dampener on the side of Kraft.
Definitely is not what you like to see there. So much poke coming through already. I mean, this Junkrat Brawl can be quite devastating here. Reaper TP comes forward onto the high ground. It kind of distracts a bit of Paul Allen's card for a bit. And a good hack comes through on a Nadia, and that's the D-Mech. And they will continue with the aggression, finding a couple of kills. But with the Junkrat still in this fight, it's definitely not over.
It is not over for sure, but Spin to Win have done a great job of pushing Paul Allen's card away. They have to try and contest this point soon because a second tick is about to come through. It does, and now it just comes down to win. Yeah, good trap from Kraft. It takes down a fellow kid, and now, unfortunately, it is not likely going to be enough as Spin to Win is placing a firm plant on this point A.
Yeah, Kraft tried to pop the tire there, but it got immediately broken by Thunda. Maybe if he got a bit more lucky with that, he could have had a winnable fight. But now, coming to the second point, we're going to see a bit of swaps, mainly just the Hanzo now for Kraft.
Yeah, trying to get a little more long-range damage here, and, the Hanzo worked pretty well for them on the defense, so why not? Paul Allen's card now going to be trying to replicate that the defense that Spin to Win had.
Yeah, but an EMP bomb comes through and it does some good work there. Nickman comes up with the 2K as well. Diva taking out one of the few players still alive on this point. The Doomfist, though, of Craft is trying to clutch up, manages to take down Trojan. Pin comes through with some good damage, and the Shatter gets hacked out of the Shatter.
Gets hacked out of Shatter.
Out of it. Nickman coming up big as well with this Death Blossom. So Spin to Win are in a very prime position here to try to close out this map.
Yeah, the stragglers are coming through from Paul Allen's card. They're going to be reinforced by the beat, and KG Ghost now on the Wrecking Ball is taking down a fellow kid. The main tank of Spin to Win is down, as well as Outlaws, so the point reaches 84.3%, but in the end, Spin to Win is unable to finish the snowball.
Yeah, they were looking like a really good spot to try to close this out. They had ultimates, they had good control of the point, they just gave too much space to Paul Allen's card. It's a big plays from KG.
A big hold for Paul Allen's card as well. Now they're in a position to try and hold this for a while. They'll have the bomb, they'll have the Meteor Strike as well from Kraft, but a 6-man EMP from Thunder.
EMP hits all 6. But immediately coming out of it, you see the Meteor Strike pop. Drops down! Manages to take down Thunder, excuse me. As a fellow kid gets taken out as well. So the 6-man EMP was really nicely done, but they just weren't able to really get any kills there, which is quite surprising because there's so many players on Poland's cards that is susceptible when hacked.
Yeah, Spin to Win just weren't quite in the position that they needed to be to follow up on that EMP from Thunder, which was incredible, by the way. But they just couldn't follow up on it well enough. You needed, I think, to use that Death Blossom there from Nickman. He has it now. If he had it during the fight, you needed to use it there. But in this next fight, Spin to Win, I think, are going to have every ultimate except the EMP.
Yeah, for sure. As Thunder gets taken down, so he had to use his Translocator to try to get away, but wasn't able to do so here. As a bit of a... That's sad. I hate to see it moment there from Big Brain Brad. But it will be Spin to Win crashing onto this point. And looking good to close this out. Shatter gets canceled. That's the second Shatter from KG Ghost this map, to be canceled. But
sad.
So this Spin to Win. Capping up second point here, 2 minutes 30 in time bank.
Yeah, almost double the time bank for Spin to Win, moving into extra innings here. Paul Allen's card, it now comes down to this. They have 1 minute and 18 seconds on the clock, and they need to do something with it in order to keep their dreams of winning this Hanamura map and taking us to a map 5 alive. They can't get anything done. They were able to take first point quite quickly the first time around. But if they can't do it again, then it is going to be a lose or draw scenario. And with a team on the verge of match point, that is the worst place you want to be. That is the most up against the wall, cornered situation that you could possibly be in. Spin to Win, though, on this defense, are going to opt into a brawl mirror. Thunder still on the Sombra, but a fellow kid has opted into the Ryan 1v1. The last time we saw this was on King's Row, and KG Ghost had quite the game.
Yeah, for sure. See what they pull out here as popping in, like you said. Reinhardt. This is a very interesting comp from Spin to Win, though. Normally when you play the Reinhardt, you tend to want to run a Baptiste here, and they're kind of almost running 6-man with a Reinhardt, except they have the Zana. It's a very weird comp. But I'm definitely not opposed to it. TP comes forward onto the point. Everybody does manage to get through. Wait, nice and fine. Immortality field is to be used essentially immediately. Hack comes through into Big Brain Brad, so it's not too influential here. We're more looking for a hack up for like the Reinhardt or the Diva, but it still are able to get the kill there on the KG Ghost and the D-Mech onto Nadia. So this is going to be a pretty clean fight there from Spin to Win.
Yeah, now this brings up the final fight for Paul Allen's guard, their final chance to try and get something done. They need to get a good teleport here from Big Brain big brain Brad to get themselves in a position to catch maybe a member of Spin to Win off guard. As it is, a fellow kid is going to get his shatter way before KG goes, and Thunder is coming up very close to that nano boost as well. Could be the final nail in the coffin for Paul Allen's card if they're not careful.
Coming forward on the point. Good kill there from a fellow kid. Oh, it's a big brain breath. The pin! What is that from KG Ghost? He nearly had the perfect angle to, like, pin the fellow kid off the point, but not himself. And I believe Spin to Win should be coming out on top of this. It was a nice try there from KG Ghost, but this may have just cost them the point. And maybe the series here, so this will be Spin to Win holding on. And it will need to be just one tick for them on the attack to win this.
Yeah, the staggers continue to come through. The members of Spin to Win still on the card have got to be wary of the amplification matrix is currently facing the point, but looks like they're handling it great. And Paul Allen's card fail to take a tick on point A, which means now we have come down to potentially the last gasp for Paul Allen's card. They need to full hold here, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to keep themselves alive. Spin to Win are able to take even one tick on the point. That's it. They win the series. We're going home. That is the stakes that we have come down to here, and it does not get much higher than this for a map 4 series. Paul Allen's card on the defense have pulled out a Torbjorn pick. I think that's smart if you're expecting Spin to Win to come out with another Sombra, which is what they are currently showing. That putting that Torb turret in the back is going to, if the Sombra is not aware of it, when she uncloaks, it will immediately lock onto her and make sure that she can't get any hacks off. And one good hack from Thunder could be the killing blow for Paul Allen's card if they're not careful.
All right, just a deep breath, moment of silence. Copied into what could be the final round here. Could see many more after this. We will have to see.
Yeah. Paul Allen's card have to hold here in order to see anything else, though.
Yeah, they're playing a comp that seems kind of designed to stop this 6-man. And I wonder how well it's going to work. We will see. Trying to walk forward onto the point. They managed to get up kind of to this doorway area. And they do take down the turret, so that provides a bit more availability for Spin to Win to try to walk forward here. Looking for a hack is Thunder. And not able to actually quite get it. Just keeps getting canceled. Finally gets it onto the Reinhardt and KG Ghost. They're trying to shred him down, but the Diva Defense Matrix is there to keep him alive. The DPS line of Spin to Win is falling really low, but nobody will fall. Pin comes through, trying to take down the monkeys. Shatter comes through, and it's quite large. It's a Paul Allen's card are to keep fighting on here, as this will be a hold. It was a very slow fight.
It was very slow, and the shadow from KG Ghost comes up clutch to keep Paul Allen's card in this. Paul Allen's card, this is going to be an explosive, potentially final fight, as they're going to have the Molten Core, they're going to have the Death Blossom. Do they know that Thunder doesn't have the EMP quite yet? Because if they do, and they go super aggressive here, that could be enough.
Kill comes short a bit. Big Brain Brad there, so that's a quite devastating opening. And they have this Molten Core. So much damage. Blossom comes through, though. And then the Diva Bomb on top of it. I think Spin to Win may have done enough here. Kraft is trying to tell him otherwise, but he gets taken down. Only a couple players still remaining for Paul Allen's card.
They got to deal with the Brigitte, and they do.
That's it. Spin to Win. Take the series 3-1.
What an intense series that was, though. Paul Allen's card put up quite the fight, but unfortunately, it felt like when we weren't on King's Row, when we weren't like in what seemed like Paul Allen's card's most comfortable map on their most comfortable comp, Spin to Win simply were able to adjust faster. They were able to take advantage of the weaknesses of Paul Allen's cards comps faster as well. they were overall the better team today, except for that one map, which I gotta say, Paul Allen's card, if you are a Paul Allen's card fan, that King's Row map is something that you can take away and be like, yeah, we may have lost, but did a fellow kid get that shatter off the top ropes on King's Row? No. Who really lost here? You know what I mean?
True. Who's gonna be in the montage?
Exactly.
Dying. It's gonna be Spin to win. They're gonna be in the montage as the losing team. But
as far as this matchup goes, Spin to Win is going to take it and improve to 1-1 on the season. Paul Allen's card drops to 0-2, but definitely a team with tons of potential. One to watch as we move forward into the season. We've just started, guys. We've only finished 2 of our 8 Swiss-style matchups for this season. I can't wait to see where we go from here.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But with that, we're going to be done here for today at ELO House. This is final game of the weekend. Once again, I was your play-by-play commentator, Joe Razor, joined here by my color commentator, Dividing. Big shout-out to everybody who was working behind the scenes in production, making this stream possible. And big shout-out, it's like on PBS, like viewers like you. Thanks for stopping by and watching. You can follow me on my Twitter right below me. See Dividing's Twitter right below him. And make sure to follow ELO Hell to be updated whenever GitGud or other tournaments, like there's Valor tournaments, some of these other Overwatch tournaments are going on. But yeah, I believe with that, we will be signing off. I do hope to see you around in the future.
Have a good night.